hello. Let me get... Hello?
Hello.
Hello! And hello, everybody, and welcome to the Shark Stream. It's me. It's Gage. Hi. Again. It's Survival Horror Saturday, and I am joined again by Bob Fitz. Hello, Bob.
Hello. Ooh. I am the survival horror today because the spooky fact that we are playing not Silent Hill 3, but Silent Hill 3 of the HD collection. Ooh.
Okay, now in my defense, I have never pretended like otherwise that I'm playing anything but the HD collection.
I feel so manipulated. I feel so. I have been duped. You duped me. You tricked me. You gotcha'd me. Oh wow. Here, when you were originally asked me to do this, yeah. I immediately just filled in all of the blanks. Like, oh, you went on the got the PC version off the back of a truck. You patched it with all the amazing patches. Maybe you threw the screen space ray tracing onto it. Just as a fun little thing. But no, you got the HD. I just want to preface this. I don't know if you are aware. Mm-hmm. Is this your first time playing Silent Hill 3?
No.
Is this your first time playing Silent Hill 3 of the HD collection?
No.
Okay. So you are well aware that this is a product that is held together with string and bubble gum.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think when I had you on all of those eons ago for Silent Hill Homecoming, like I discussed with you how the version of Silent Hill HD collection that you get when you install the game on Xbox One or Xbox Series X is a better version of the HD collection than if you were to just get it for the 360. Like there are genuine fixes made here. Not all of them, but like the egregious ones. Like I don't know if you've ever tried. Hello, Beaver to Beaver. Welcome. Thank you for the follow.
What's up?
But I don't know if you ever, if you have played the HD collection, if you ever tried firing the submachine gun in Silent Hill 3 and just the god-awful noise that made.
Absolutely.
That's fixed.
I did a bunch of research for all of the glitches up in the HD collection for a Great Debate video I did a while ago. Mm-hmm. And there's that one. Probably my favorite is the one that's the most egregious, which is how the lip sync for cutscenes will just gradually get worse and worse and worse the longer you play.
Yeah.
So I forget which version's worse. Is it the Xbox version or is it the PlayStation version? Because which one had the patch?
The PlayStation version. So here's what I assume to be sort of the hierarchy here. Now, the Xbox 360 version of the HD collection never got a patch. They just kind of basically abandoned it. The PS3 version did get a patch, but it's also locked to the PS3. Like, the only way that you can play that on any sort of, like, further... I want to say it's available on, like, PlayStation Plus as part of, like, the PS3 streaming right now, but I don't know for sure.
I'm pretty sure it is. Hold on, let me look.
Hello, Critas01. Welcome.
Critis, what's up?
Garfvid's real. Yeah. I talked about this when Bob was on for the Medium. That was just already there when I plugged his information into Fujitech for the PNG tuber stuff. that just happened.
Yeah.
Now, okay. With Xbox One and Xbox Series X, if you have a backwards compatible Xbox 360 game, it doesn't install it from the disc. It downloads a copy from the store. as opposed to installing directly from the disk. It's weird, but it does also mean that you can put a disk in, start the installation, pop the disk out, put another disk in, queue up the next one, so on and so forth. I remember playing, because I own a physical copy of the HD collection for the 360.
I do as well.
I remember playing the game on the Xbox One years ago and noticing, hey, there's things that I remember being broken that aren't broken anymore. So I went down a bit of a rabbit hole and found that the file size for the HD collection on Xbox One and Xbox Series X is larger than the file size direct installed from the disc on the 360. So it seems like in deciding that they were going to make a bunch of 360 Silent Hill games backwards compatible on the Xbox One, they decided to just go ahead and give them a better version of the HD collection. Sort of what Square did with the Final Fantasy XIII trilogy, but rather than like native 4K cutscenes, it's just, hey, the game isn't fucked quite as badly.
Huh. Interesting. Because I remember one of the issues standing in the way of the Microsoft patch was that it cost money to do that. Where I'm pretty sure the PlayStation patch went through immediately because it was like free to do that. They didn't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
I need to double check that though, but yeah.
I don't know what the difference is between like the process for patching a game on the 360, what that used to be like, versus just making a game backwards compatible on the Xbox One. But I guess they figured just like, you know, they did Downpour is backwards compatible, Homecoming is backwards compatible. So I guess they figured, like, if we're going to do both of those, we might as well do the HD collection, and fuck it, let's just give them a better version of it. Which, I mean, thanks, guys, I guess.
That was nice. I'm glad that the experience isn't completely fucked for new players, but yeah.
That being said, I will say that there is a caveat to the Xbox One, Xbox Series X version of the HD collection being the best version, is that it's ever so slightly better on the Xbox One, because for whatever reason, the Series X has a fun new glitch that isn't present when you play it on the Xbox One. Where in certain areas, what transparent fog textures they were able to get on there flicker for some reason, and I'm not sure why.
What?
Yeah, like I can maybe show it off real quick before we actually. Hello, Red Rum Dum Dum, welcome. I can probably show it off real quick before we get into Silent Hill 3, because it's present in the very first area of Silent Hill 2, the like area overlooking like the lake and everything.
The overlook.
Yeah. The overlook, where it overlooks. Exactly.
Yes.
I
forget what they call it. The like visitor center, I think.
Something like
that.
Flickr, I feel like I saw that.
Observation deck.
There you go. That's it. Yeah, it's I don't know. And then also I ran into some weird shit last time I played, where the staircase outside Heaven's Night in Silent Hill 3, for whatever reason, I got attacked by like a ghost tornado or something that just like disappeared, and then it almost struck me like the game was trying to render the like transparent fog textures that it can't otherwise render in the HD collection for whatever reason. But just I don't know how to explain it. I do have a clip of it, which I will go ahead and send you, and then also put in the chat there. Let me just
also
pull
just
up here.
Just to confirm while you pull that up, Rely on Horror did a in-depth sort of post-mortem, if you will, of the Silent Hill HD collection, and there's part of it that says, quote, Fans immediately noticed the myriad of issues with the HD collection. After a quick patch that fixed a few issues, a larger patch was announced for both the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 versions, though the Xbox 360 patch was later canceled. According to our source, it's reasonable to think Konami didn't want to incur more charges, so they focused additional patches on PS3 rather than Xbox. The PS3 patch eventually made it out but failed to fix the game's larger issues. Hijinks Studios shut down soon after. Although that is not entirely correct. Hijinks Studios did not shut down necessarily. They were actually, in fact, absorbed into Konami.
As one does.
So, yeah. You know, the fantastic, work that they did with the HD collection. I give them shit, but honestly, like this is the prime example of a setup to fail project. Like there was no, like, much like with most Konami projects, there was no getting out of this one, without being getting out of this one unscathed. Like, they did not have the source code, that was a whole thing. Fans like to blame Tom Hewlett for that, but we all know now that's ridiculous.
I can't believe Tom Hewlett broke into Konami and burned the source code.
It's really, why did he do that? I need to talk to him about that. All right, let me look at this.
All right,
video
so
you posted. What the fuck?
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck happened.
It was like haunted. It jumped at you.
And then it happens, it sort of happens again a little bit later.
What the fuck?
So I want to, just real quick before we start Silent Hill 3, I want to show off the thing that I was talking about with regards to, like, the fun new glitch that is specifically, like I said, on the Series X.
Mm-hmm. That is wild.
It's weird. Also, hello Xanda and hello Kalathra. Welcome to the Shark Stream.
Kalathra, hey.
The Silent Hill 2 logo always looked like that. Yes. That's just how that looks. Okay, before I do anything. Because, and this is the other thing, this only happens if you have the noise effect turned off. Which is, I don't even know how that worked, but like, I'll show.
Mm-hmm.
And the noise effect is still on. Wait, I started and it was, oh, you know what? We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to turn it off again. So if I start worrying about every weird thing this game does, we'll be here all day. Alright, so skip this. So, yeah, there it is.
What? Ah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good to look at.
It has like a heartbeat. That's wild. Also, look how clean it is. Wow, that looks terrible. Wowee, that's awful.
Get a load of that.
And yeah,
JPEG.
the flicker. Yeah, if I remember correctly, from like my year, I can't specify exactly where I heard this from, but I have messed around with this. I have done my fair share of like digging into Silent Hill 2's like source files, and oh hey, oh chicken, thank you. Oh, say hi to the chat, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel.
She can't hear you guys, so she just left.
Tell Rachel I said hi.
Acid Shark says hi. Gage. She says hi. She said it exactly like what was that? What was that? Hi.
Kirby?
Oh, it's yeah, Kirby. Yeah. Are you Kirby? She's Kirby. Confirmed.
Okay, confirmed.
Love you,
also, hello, General Laudus Illunis.
Thank you for dinner.
Welcome to the Shark Stream.
Y'all, I have Korean fried chicken.
Hell yeah.
With sticky rice. I'm so stoked.
Very nice. Beaver to Beaver. This is on a Series X, so I can't really update the video drivers.
But yeah, with my experience with messing around with the Silent Hill 2 source files, I do remember Silent Hill 2 has like this really wild workaround for transparencies. And I think that that's just one of those things that did not translate when updating it.
It's weird. Again, it didn't happen on the Xbox One. Just the
Yeah,
Series
I don't.
X.
That's so wild. I honestly I do not know. It's like it requires more processing power or something to like handle that shit. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like you'd think like a more powerful console would have less issues.
You would think that, but years and years of emulating stuff on an extremely powerful PC has proven that entirely wrong.
You know what? That's fair.
And you know what? I promised myself I wasn't going to talk about the game that shall not be named, but it is perfectly serviceable to talk about it right now because I used to be able to play the medium without many issues at 1440p on my 2080 Ti. I have a 4090 now. The game runs worse.
Oh no.
I don't know how that's possible. Anyway.
You know, Xbox keeps telling me that I'm 99% of the way towards the achievement for spending 10 minutes outside of your body in that game, and it's just like I don't think I have it in me to boot it up to get that one last percent.
Part of me wanted to get all because I did originally get all the achievements when it was on Game Pass, and so originally when I played it, I spent $1 to play it, and I got all of the achievos because I just didn't want to deal with anybody being like, oh, you didn't even play the game all that much, and I was just like, oh yeah, fuck you, here's all the achievements. And then I got it again on Steam to record new footage, and then I was like, I should probably do that again. And then I just keep looking at those Chivos, and I'm like, no. That's my personal like fuck you to the game. That and submitting a bad review, which by the way, good job submitting your review at the end of that.
Thank you. So one thing that I want to talk about real quick that I didn't know about this until this stream. Also, hi, Health Chef. Welcome.
Oh, Chef, what's up?
The fucking localization script work in this game is phenomenal, first and foremost.
Yep.
Want to put that out there just right away. There is different dialogue for what order you find the pieces of the fairy tale in, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Nora Stevens Heath did all that work.
Shout out to Nora Stevens Heath.
Yeah, she's great. She was on Voidburger's Let's Play of SH3.
I do remember that.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Why different order? I missed the first part of the fairy tale when I was going through that level. Like I thought it was in a different place and I was going to find it later, but then I found it when I was leaving the office building. I was just like, oh, right. It's like right in front of the monster. I forgot about that. Where the fuck is... Oh, here it is. Backside of shelf.
Yeah, so this is another Rely on Horror interview or article, but this is an interview with Nora Stevens Heath by William Lockwood. Quote, while Jeremy Blaustein is credited for as the English supervisor / translator and directed the motion capture and voice recording sessions for Silent Hill 3, Nora Stevens Heath is responsible for the translation of the song lyrics and all non-voiced text in the game, like puzzles and poems, despite what the game's instruction manual and credits say.
Hell yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I remember. It's funny because I think VB talked to her for the first time on Something Awful because she had an account there and was posting about. I do remember her account posting in the thread about like some of the puzzles when we were originally playing, or when she was originally playing like some of the Silent Hill games. There was just a bunch of really interesting factoids that she was posting.
Teaching. Ooh, we're just in time for the Hope House mention.
What was that, a copy of EGM? What?
I don't know what that says. Fun fact: Maria from SH2 is on that magazine cover. Neat.
That magazine? Oh yeah, there she is.
Oh yeah, I see her. She's off in the corner there. I
Yeah.
love how like 3 people in chat all pointed that out at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I'll be honest. Like, I have probably of all of the Silent Hill games, I'm like Silent Hill 2 obviously is like the number one,
Hmm.
and then probably Homecoming is the number two with familiarity. Honestly, I think I have more familiarity with like Silent Hill 1 than Silent Hill 3.
Yeah. Oh god, what was I just about to say? Totally lost it in the moment. No. So Silent Hill 3 is probably one of the bigger blind spots for me. Um, like uh, Silent Hill 4, I've only played once. I,
Oh, we need to change that.
I mean, I'm going to. I'm going to play it once I'm done with this one.
Thank God. Yeah, I don't know if I told you this specifically, but I am planning on doing the same thing you're doing, minus the HD collection part. But yeah, I am gonna play all the Silent Hills over again.
Hmm. Yeah,
Actually, go ahead.
HD collection is really just a question of uh convenience more than anything. Like it's the version
Yes,
of 2
yes,
and
yes.
3 that I already have, and
Yeah.
given that they run perfectly fine on like the updated Xbox systems, like I don't have a problem with that. Like you mentioned at the start of the stream, just like, oh, you got the PC version off the back of the truck, and then mentioned like the list of things to do to it to make it like look really nice. I'm just like, oh god, even thinking about trying to do all of that is giving me anxiety.
No, I'm right there
um
with you. I said that partly as a joke because I know firsthand. Like that's one of the amazing things that people don't really appreciate. I think how much work the enhanced edition does
mhm,
for people. It really makes playing the original PC version. Sorry, I just ate some of my chicken.
it's all good.
Um, it really makes a lot of that process like stupid simple. Like it's a plug and play. It's so nice. You just have to find the copy of the game that fell off the back of a truck.
Of course.
But once you do that, it takes care of everything for you. You try to do that with Homecoming. You try to do that with Silent Hill 3. You try to do that with Silent Hill 4. Good fucking luck. I salute you. I'm literally saluting you right now. That is such a pain in the ass, man. It is
Yeah.
such.
God, what was it? They announced that like Good Old Games was going to be like selling the
Yes.
PC version of Silent Hill 4. And I
4.
remember VB
Yep.
posting at that time just like, "Good news everyone, you can now get the worst version of Silent Hill 4."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And if I remember correctly, yeah, I think she was posting about this too. But like that version doesn't have like the good, like some of the hauntings, like they're like bugged or something.
That is weird.
Yeah, the whole and the fact that I get it, trust me, but like having the game run at like a lower frame rate and then
Mhm.
having that frame rate during like I'm pretty sure the cutscenes are pretty low frame rate wise.
Mhm.
It just does like, oh, it looks so bad when you try to emulate it, and
God.
because it's all hard locked, like it was all encoded at those lower frame rates.
Mhm.
There's nothing you can really do about it unless someone goes back and like tries to generate some frames with like AI or whatever. But we all know how that probably will turn out to be dog shit.
Well, I would imagine probably with like 3D models it might look a little bit better as opposed to like the fucking shit that they do to like anime fight scenes.
No, it
Um,
would literally be that because the CG scenes are hard coded. They
oh
have
yeah.
been encoded. So those are just video files. If I remember correctly,
Hmm.
Silent Hill used like to use Bink files for a
Oh,
lot of their
okay.
stuff. And yeah, so there would be like really like shitty quality, like really low frame rate stuff, and then trying to upres them would be like.
Me saying, "Oh, okay," like I know what that means on a technical level.
Bing is just a really old video compression
Hmm.
format that was used. If I remember correctly, I think Bink was used for like for like Xbox. I think.
I've seen their logo like a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Because so weirdly enough, that compression was pretty damn good,
Mhm.
like surprisingly good. That's probably why you hear about it, is because the enhanced edition uses Bink files,
Oh,
if I remember correctly, because they were the ones that were the best quality.
makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah,
Jar Jar Bink, yes. Thank you, Critus.
um, to circle back, Silent Hill 4 I've played once. And I am planning to remedy that because on my first playthrough, I really enjoyed my first playthrough. I I,
Mm-hmm.
I am 100% a fan of Silent Hill 4. I thought it was an incredibly interesting experience. I had a lot of fun with it. Silent Hill 2 I've played God knows how many times. Homecoming again, I play that to like have fun with
De-stress.
it, honestly. Um,
I play that every time I get home, just to de-stress from the workday.
just to keep myself humble.
Yeah.
Um, Downpour
Respect your
is
origins.
your Silent Hill origins. Um,
uh, you killed me. I'm dead.
Downpour Downpour is my favorite of the Western developed games. Like I genuinely play that
Yes.
one for fun, like often.
I'm the most excited to replay Downpour.
Hmm.
When I do my own marathon right before Silent Hill 2 remake comes out.
Yeah. Um, and then it's like my my I would say like my biggest what's the word I'm looking for? Blind spots with regards to the Silent Hill series is probably like at the top, probably Origins, because
Yes, me too.
actually playing Origins is kind of a hassle for me, where it's just like I'm not super good at emulating things. Like I'm not good at like figuring out like if there's an issue, like what the issue is and fixing it. So I tend to avoid emulating things and
Hmm.
generally like play on like hardware that I actually have available, which is again why we're playing the HD collection. Um, so like I have a PS2, I have a PS2 copy of Origins.
Hmm.
I have played it, I have streamed it before. I'm probably not going to stream it again because even putting that like I played X2 Wolverine's Revenge earlier this
Sick.
week because I have been having like an like a I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm just like I feel like playing a bunch of X-Men games now on
Yeah,
stream.
I was feeling the
So
same way. I hear
so
really good things about that X-Men, about that Wolverine game.
X2 Wolverine's Revenge, I'm not a huge because it's like a stealth game.
Mm.
The really good one is X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is an action game that if I remember right, they were already putting together the tech for doing a Wolverine like action game.
Mm.
Um, when they got the license for X-Men Origins Wolverine, and that's why that game is good,
Hmm.
actually. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's a stealth game, and Wolverine is voiced by Mark Hamill. Um, it also has nothing to do with X-Men 2, X-Men United.
Hmm.
It
See,
is it's entirely its own story, mostly based on the X-Men comics, and is only called X2 Wolverine's Revenge and only features Hugh Jackman's face on the cover because X2 X-Men United was coming out at the same time.
mm. Yeah, when I finished watching Deadpool and Wolverine, I suddenly really wanted to play those Marvel, not Marvel versus Capcom, but the Marvel fighting games,
Or
something Alliance, I think.
Ultimate Alliance,
Yeah.
that was God, that was almost like an RPG kind of thing where like you could like compose a team of like a bunch of different Marvel characters.
No, I think it was specifically. It might have been just an X-Men like 2D fighter. Um, it was like kind of what happened, what they did before Marvel versus Capcom. God, I forget what
Oh,
it was
Children of the
called.
Atom?
Yeah. The one where you could play a fucking what are they called? The big like I want to say Juggernaut, but no, that's another character.
Do you mean the
The big
Sentinel?
Sentinel. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sentinel's so cool.
I think that's gonna be included because they announced that big Marvel versus Capcom like collection that I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be included in.
yeah. I think that's in the. Yeah. I'm stoked. I really want to play that. I used to play the shit out of that, and then I moved over to Guilty Gear,
Hmm.
which come on,
I
the
mean,
fucking soundtrack alone.
yeah, of course. I
But yeah, no,
remember
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I remember like watching like Children of the Atom footage and being like, holy shit, Spiral is in this and her sprite animation is stellar. She's the one with like the 6 arms.
Right, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and my favorite Omega Red was in there if I remember correctly. They had a
Did you
lot
know
of
that
lot of
Omega Red is in Deadpool 2? He's like a background character.
I think I knew that because I my favorite characters were War Machine,
Hmm.
Carnage, Venom, and Omega Red. Just because they had the best toys.
Of course,
The
yeah.
Omega Red toy with the posable fucking like things that come out of his arms, the like
Hmm.
whips. Oh God, it's such a good. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, but
So
yeah, I think I
sometimes you
remember
gotta base
whenever I
your
see
love of a
them, I'm like,
character
oh
on how cool their toy is.
yeah, exactly,
Why do you think Boba Fett's so popular?
exactly. But yeah, I'm right there with you in terms of like my blind spot.
Hmm.
I don't. I I I have never played Silent Hill Origins, so it'll be well. That's a lie. I did play a little bit of the beginning of it
Hmm.
recently for to like get footage, but no, I've never played the entire thing all the way through because that was around the time when I played Homecoming and officially gave up on Silent Hill in general. And I haven't played Shattered Memories either. So
Oh.
Shattered Memories is another one I'm really excited to play because I think it will. Dolphin is a. I know that you were saying that you know getting emulators to run properly is a hassle, and I totally agree, and I get that. But I think that Dolphin is one of the best emulators out there. Just like
Oh, absolutely.
and the way that you can really upres a lot of the games that were on it.
Hmm.
Like I have already messed around in order to get some footage for TGD episodes. I've already messed around playing Shattered Memories a little bit, and it looks phenomenal. And the things
Oh
that you can
God, I
do to
imagine.
emulate the Wiimote
Hmm.
on your keyboard, like it's fantastic. Like I think it's the better way to play the game. It's just fantastic the
Yeah,
way
because
that it works.
I know people do the same thing with like the Metroid Prime trilogy, where there
Yes,
is an
yeah.
entire. Also, hello Nolan, welcome. Um, I know that there is an entire specific hack for the Metroid Prime trilogy that you can just play it like a keyboard and mouse first person shooter, which
Yep.
is cool as hell. I don't think I would ever play the game like that personally because
Yeah.
I have too much affinity for like the original control scheme of Metroid Prime where like I played the remaster on stream and
Mhm.
I have a Switch Pro controller that is basically it's a GameCube controller essentially, and I just played with the GameCube controls. 'Cause I'm just like, this feels
Sick.
great.
Yeah.
Um,
That hack is called Prime Hack, by the way,
yeah.
if anyone wants to play it. Also, when you said that you have issues with emulation, this goes to anybody in the chat. There is a fantastic emulator like package. It's called EmuDeck. And what you can do is they basically originally came out for the Steam Deck, and they made it super stupid simple to like play all these different emulators on the Steam Deck, and they made it
Ooh,
incredibly easy. So it automatically sets all the settings appropriately for you.
that's really
They
nice.
Yeah, if you have a Steam Deck, highly, highly, highly recommend EmuDeck. It like you can make the games look like they're part of your Steam library, and it batches them together for you, and
Ooh.
it's so slick. But they came out with a version, and they're working on a Mac version. But they came out, I think, like last year
Hmm.
with a PC version as well, so you can do the same thing but for PC.
Oh, that's
And
super
so they
cool.
yeah, so if you have issues with like emulation, highly recommend EmuDeck. Like check that out. They also support cross saves, like a cloud saves, so that you
Ooh.
can pick you can play on the Steam Deck and then pick it back up on your computer.
All right, before we continue this conversation, we have been sitting at this screen for I think like 15 minutes now.
I've been reading Teaching to Spare Hope House for several minutes.
Teaching Despair, Hope House. Hope House, an orphanage on the outskirts of Silent Hill. Full stop. I don't know that that's a fully constructed sentence, but you know, we're
No.
neither here nor there. But behind its false image is a place where children are kidnapped and brainwashed. Hope House is managed by the Silent Hill Smile Support Society, a charity organization sometimes called 4S. It's true that 4S is a well-respected charity that takes in poor children without homes and raises them with hope, end quote. But at its heart, it is a heathen organization that teaches its own warped dogma in lieu of good religious values.
Is that any relation to 9S?
Like from Nier?
Yeah. That was my joke. I'll go away.
I think there is a 4S in Nier Automata, though. Like I
I
think
started watching
NPC.
the anime for that. I don't know if I like that. Anyway.
I watched, I think, the entire first season, and then I started watching the dub of the first season while I was waiting for the second season to come out. I haven't picked it up again, unfortunately. Mr. Smith, temporary? What?
Wait. Hold on. I got a mouthful of food. What's up? Wait. Temp? Does that mean that the name... Wait. Wait. Did they put the original Oh.
Okay,
What?
hold on. Can I like pull this help me Silent Hill wiki. Can I
Is that really just them saying like,
Silent
yeah, Mr. Smith is like a really standard name? Is that the temporary name that they put in there?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Teaching Despair Hope House. Joseph's article. Oh no, that's in the original. Okay, that's in the original version of the game too.
Why does it say temp?
I don't know.
That seems like a mistake. Yeah, temp job, temporary worker. Yeah, maybe it's their job. Maybe they're a temp there, yeah.
Maybe, because like I was wondering, like, is this like an error like in the game itself? But it's just like no, when it's brought up again in Silent Hill 4, it's the exact same text. Okay. Who lives near Hope House, had this to say. Sometimes at night, I can hear their weird prayers and the sounds of children crying. I went there to complain one time, but they ran me right out. Since then, it hasn't changed a bit. In fact, this reporter was refused admission when he attempted to take photographs in the facility. What exactly do the folks at Hope House have to hide? During my investigations, I was able to discover, however, a suspicious-looking round concrete tower which appears to be part of their facilities. That sounds super interesting. I bet that would make a really good video game level.
No. I think it would work really well once, but it might overstay its welcome if you're forced to do it again.
Oh yeah, like especially if you have to like go through with like a character that you're like escorting through the game. That you need to like keep from getting damaged. I feel like that might make the experience a little bit less than stellar. Unfortunately, no one was willing to tell us what the tower was used for. But it seems unlikely that it has anything to do with the business of raising orphans. It may in fact be a prison or a secret place of worship. The cult religion that operates Hope House is known by the locals simply as the Order, and there it is. That's where that all started. The Order. Not an official name. It's just what the locals know it as.
Mm-hmm. But pretty sure it will become the official name later on.
No. It's a religion that is deeply interwoven with Silent Hill's history, but its worshippers' fervent belief that they are among the elite quote-unquote chosen people has a dark and dangerous side. I intend to continue my investigation of Hope House and the cult behind it. I've always believed that telling the whole truth and showing the children the true path is our most important duty. Joseph Schreiber. May he have a long and storied career. Hope House. Excuse me. Hope House. I feel like I've heard that name before. It's probably nothing. So even in spite of like all like it's so the version of Silent Hill 4 that I'm going to be playing. Ooh, beef jerky. Hold on.
Mmm.
The version of Silent Hill 4 that I'm going to be playing is the Xbox version, which is not backwards compatible on the Xbox One and Series X, which I find very strange. But, you know, whatever, I guess. But it is backwards compatible on the 360. It also, I don't know if like if we've discussed this previously. Like I forget if I like brought it up like when we did the Homecoming stream forever ago. There is the weirdest graphical glitch in the Xbox version of Silent Hill 4 on the when you play it on the 360, where the seams in people's facial animations are just really extreme for some reason. Like people will talk and you'll see like these huge like line gaps in their like facial models.
Huh. Weird.
Only happens in cutscenes, and like otherwise the game runs perfectly fine, but it's not super fun to look at. Oh, like when they turn up the animation percentage on games, not even that. Like the expressions aren't like exaggerated or anything. It's just you can see the seams in the model for whatever reason. Goodbye, Heather. I'm sorry I wasn't able to respond to your love. It's all over. Leonard despises me because I made fun of it, saying it would come to this. If it weren't for his meddling, I would have been able to meet you in just a little while. Then I could have taken you to my world, a world for us alone, more beautiful than this one. And I had been waiting for today, the day I'd see you, the day you'd save me, today. Heather, watch out for him. Leonard is no ordinary guy. Farewell. I loved you. Heather, my goddess. Heather, my lover. Heather, my... Oh, shit, I fucking clicked on it again. God damn it. Shut up,
Oh,
Stanley.
by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think I see people say this, people point this out, but Schreiber is literally writer in German. So.
Oh, that's very funny. The doll is all torn apart. It's really pretty sad to look at. I wonder who did it anyway.
No clue, Heather. No clue.
Who can say? I know I talked about like dialogue changing for the fairy tale depending on like what order you pick up the pieces in, but one of my other favorite instances of like the dialogue changing based on when you look at something is the very first doll you find with Stanley's document, where if you look at it before reading it, Heather's just like, oh, this is a really nice doll. I used to have one of these when I was a kid. And then she reads the journal and she's like, I do not want anything to do with this fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's stuff like that. It sucks because it's like, it's so interesting. Hello. Ma'am.
Ah! What?
Rip. What the hell happened? Did you get hit from behind?
Oh!
Oh, you did. She's got a gun!
That's not fair.
I love that they just gave the nurses a magnum.
That's
What
not
if
fair.
nurse?
You guys weren't there before.
What if nurse but magnum?
I'm a healer, but... Ow. Oh. Whoops.
Oh.
So we're off to a good start.
Voltio? No.
Not in this one.
Damn it.
Whoopsie daisy. Where's it going to put me?
Oopsie doopsie.
Oh yeah, just right back here. Okay.
Now we got to read that those notes again. Critis. I prescribe you a dose of lead.
Those motherfuckers just materialized behind me.
It do be like that. I think it's
Anyway.
because you read that that note. I think it spawns them.
Oh, hold on, beef jerky.
I hate that the sounds are just slightly wrong. Just slightly wrong. It's like they're played a little bit too fast and it has messed up the pitch. Boop instead of boop boop.
That's just like the Silent Hill item get noise has become just like a vocal stim for like me and my wife. I love that I saw her pop in that time. Oh, hold up. No. Like a fucking Wild West, like, gun draw. Oh, shit. Ow.
Oof.
My bones and organs. Anyway. Like, I remember the other day, I was just kind of like sitting here and I just made that noise, and then I heard from the other side of the house my wife make the noise in response.
Boop.
Just boop.
Yeah, I need to I keep meaning to, but I need to make that a notification sound for my Apple Watch. Boop.
Good sound. Oh shit.
It's a good sound. So dramatic.
Mushy mushy, Heather Mason des.
Hello?
Say something. Oh god.
Guten Tag.
No, I'm not.
That's how I answer.
To me, Claudia. You're always
That's how I answer the
from your
phone to
responsibilities.
spam calls.
Have you
Very
come to
nice.
apologize? Or maybe you still don't realize how foolish you've been. The salvation of all mankind. God, what
I
a
like the tissues.
ridiculous dream.
Wait, just listen to me for a second.
Hello,
Heard
Remy
from you
Reedy.
already.
What's
How
up,
did you
Rem?
turn out this way? Where did I go wrong?
Listen to me already. I'm
God.
not Claudia.
You're not Claudia?
My name is Heather.
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 Who are you?
Leonard Wolf. I'm sorry. I thought you were my daughter.
I like how if you leave the flashlight on in some cutscenes, there's just like a fucking lens flare on your chest.
Claudia is your daughter?
Oh, so you know her, do you? Are you one of her followers?
No, never.
I mean, I did follow
When I
her here,
find
but
her.
like not how.
Oh, I can
Ah!
What?
behind your
See, it's this kind of shit that really this is Silent Hill right here. Just like
to kill
these
her,
wild
don't you?
camera angles, man. It's just, ugh.
I'm sorry.
I don't think we're gonna get this in the remake, y'all.
She killed my father.
She's a
Maybe
fool,
we'll get it in the movie at least.
but she's still my daughter. I was going to forgive
Yeah,
her.
probably. I think
She
Gon's.
changed her ways.
I think he gets that aspect at least.
But I still
There are
I mean,
some
he did-
really nice camera angles, like even outside the ones that are just reused from the game in the first movie.
Yeah. I think he gets that aspect.
Help you?
Yeah, like the one that I think about a lot is when she gets to the school and she's like rummaging through
Where are
the
you now?
drawers, and there's like a camera like moving up the hallway, like outside the door. And like I'm sitting there thinking, just like, is there something like sneaking up on her? What's happening?
Yeah, I remember that. I thought the same thing. I was like, are we someone like
A seal?
following her? Like what? There's no ocean around here. How am I supposed to find a seal?
The end of the hall on the second floor.
But yeah, if the game sounds weird, if the voices sound weird to anybody and you weren't here earlier in the stream, this is the HD collection, which unlike Silent Hill 2, because as far as I remember, the Silent Hill 3 voice actors didn't pitch a fit about this publicly, as far as I remember. Silent Hill 3 only has a new vocal track.
Correct, but it wasn't. God, you're making me relive this.
I'm sorry.
This is one of the reasons why I was like, man, HD collection, huh? All right. So yeah, that's after many conversations with Tom Hewlett, who was the basically the person in charge of like the new voices.
Right, the
For
guy who
this
ruined
project.
everything, of course.
Yeah, the guy who wrote a whole entire new script for the game. Yeah, because that's something that totally is real and not something that was just taken out of context.
There were a couple
Yup.
lines redone.
Yeah, exactly. And they were redone largely for just updating it and correcting mistakes.
Quote unquote.
Weird. It's almost like, some of the words that they use in the original game don't actually mean what the creators thought they meant, and so they wanted to fix it. Anyway, so yeah, the basically Guy Seehee was the impetus for getting new voices. Konami, as far as I know, they weren't really thinking about the project in terms of like doing the new voice stuff.
Mhm.
But when they were just going to use the original files, because to them it was just like, we're taking the original versions of the games and then we're just putting them on. We're doing exactly what we did there, but they were just putting the exact same games onto newer consoles.
Mhm.
So they had an understanding, a verbal contract with Guy Seehee and all of the other voice actors.
Right.
And basically, they were under the impression that they could do that. Guy Seehee, here's the thing. It's tough because on the one hand, I totally get it. I totally understand, like, they are using your mocap, they are using Heather Morris's like voice and her mocap for the character, and they're just profiting off of it again without paying them residuals. So in that aspect, I totally get it. I totally understand.
Mhm.
But like the way that, God, I love it. Yeah, this is. Oh yeah, and this is also another fun thing. I think it's this section right around here where there's another fascinating tidbit about the original Silent Hill 3 that we'll talk about potentially. But yeah, so basically Guy Seehee, rightly and wrongly. Rightly because I do want the original people who did the work to get paid.
Right.
But wrongly because he took advantage of the fact that he had a verbal contract with Konami and they didn't have anything written down. So he just decided to change the terms. Because that's inferred. We don't know that for certain, but we do know that he changed his wording about his reasoning for doing this, like the entire time that he was pushing Konami to pay them.
Yeah.
So he was basically threatening a lawsuit the entire time, pitching a fit, being like, "Look, we're doing," at first he was like, "We're not doing this for money," and then a little while later he was like, "We are totally doing this for money." And it's Guy Seehee. He's. I have talked to him. He is. He is wild.
He's a character.
He is a character. You thought James Sunderland was a character? Well, you haven't met Guy Seehee, my friend.
I mean, James Sunderland is literally a character. Sorry, continue.
But yeah, no, so is Guy Seehee. But anyway, sorry, one sec, my audio is a little weird. But yeah, so basically, yeah, he pitched a fit, and then Konami was suddenly completely back. They started getting really scared because they realized they don't actually have contracts. So they are open to a lawsuit in that way. They would have to potentially. They might win, they might lose. You don't know. Blaustein knows the details of that contract, but they have no way of confirming exactly what those contracts were because they were verbal contracts. And just FYI, it's not like this was a new thing. That's just how things were done back then in Japan. Like verbal contracts were basically all that people would do because your word was so like your word is your bond, and if you went back on your word, you basically weren't working in the business anymore. That's basically how it worked. Oh, I love this part. Yeah.
This is a good bit.
It's just, this is why, like, the behind the back third-person perspective has flaws, and not being able to do cool shit like this is a flaw. So I think this is the part.
This picture, this one doesn't make my head hurt when I look at it, but I know this one. It must be. Whoa!
Still has an unusually high fever. Eyes don't open. Getting a pulse. Just barely breathing. Why? What is keeping that child alive?
Very different energy in the HD collection.
Yeah, exactly. But that in the original Silent Hill 3, they published the game with that clip from Silent Hill 1 in Silent Hill 3. The original actress, Thessaly Lerner, was put into the new game, Silent Hill 3, without being consulted, without being paid. And so Konami, Thessaly Lerner sued and won because this was a completely new project. She only signed her rights away for the original Silent Hill 1. So she was able to get residuals from that. And a lot of people confused that, then conflated that. And I know Guy Seehee used that to his advantage during the talks.
Right.
Because and this is largely why Konami was scared of Guy Seehee back then, because this had happened before. But it was nebulous, so it was in a gray area, and they just didn't want to risk it. You know, doing an HD collection in and of itself was also kind of a risk, especially the way that they did it.
Yeah.
So like they're pretty risk averse, and this would be another risk on top of risk. So they were like, we're not doing that. And so that's when they decided, you know, when Guy Seehee started pushing back, that's when they decided, hey, we're gonna do new voices. And then so if I remember correctly. That was part of the initial like plan, which was to do the new voices. That way, baseline, you would have the new games with new voices.
Yeah.
And whatever happened with the old voices would happen, but at least you would, baseline, you would get the new voices. We got the new voices in Silent Hill 2 because basically fans were pressuring Seehee and into basically being like, stop it, because you were going to prevent the original version of the game from being put out. And so maybe just like, you know,
I remember, wasn't there like a photo op with him and like Eddie's voice actor like signing a new contract?
Yep. And the actress for I believe it was Mary Mary and Maria. Oh God, what is her name? Not McGlynn, because McGlynn was on board from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, that's why McGlynn is Mary and Maria in the Silent Hill 2 new voices for the HD collection. You know, she was on board like immediately. God, Monica Taylor Hogan. Yeah. And, you know, actually funny story, that sort of photo op. I know that he did one with with Eddie's actor, but he also did one with, I believe, Tom Hewlett and God, I forget the other guy's name. Basically the actual director of this project.
Right.
I forget his name. And Monica Taylor Hogan. Horgan. Is it Horgan? Yeah, there's an R in there. But funny story. I actually have when they did that photo op, they they did a signing. So they signed a bunch of Silent Hill 2 copies of Silent Hill 2. So they got the whole crew and signed them, and then they sent them out to specific people who were like, you know, during that process, I guess they were like, cool. Apparently I was one of those people. I've got it behind me. It's I keep it in a even though it's got the name of someone who I do not like very much on it. It is sullied because of that, but you know, I do keep it.
You've got a copy of Silent Hill 2 signed by Guy Seehee through what I can only assume was incredibly gritted teeth.
No, he actually confused me with Twin Perfect.
Oh no!
he thought I was part of Twin Perfect. He thought he thought I was the guy behind one of their videos. His daughter really liked one of those videos, and so he confused me with them, and I just got one. So yeah, the whole thing was just wild, man.
Oh my God.
But the even wilder thing is that when they signed the copies of the games, he opened up the game like he took it out of its wrapping, so he didn't like write on the actual packaging. He opened it up, wrote on, I believe he wrote on the actual like the slip in, but then, and that's not too wild. That's like, okay, that's a little bit,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
got
in terms of signing, it's like,
yeah, I got a autographed copy of Deadly Premonition from
Yeah.
Swery that I did that for.
yeah. But did Swery also open up and sign the actual CD?
I don't know. I got it signed by him at an event. I brought my copy with me. I don't remember if he signed the CD actually. I'm gonna go check
Yeah.
that real quick. I'll be right back.
Sure.
I'm just going
Yeah,
to the
so-
other side of the room.
Yeah, this is my chat now. Hi. But yeah, I the front, not the back. Hell Chef, that would have been fucking hilarious if he signed the back. No, he signed the front. And yeah, one of the reasons why it's difficult when I talk about selling it is because he wrote a personal message to me, and my name on Facebook back then was Bobby. And so yeah, he in the message on the front of the CD, he was like, "Thanks for all your work, Bobby." So, but yeah, he wrote in Sharpie on the front of it, and I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah, Swery did not sign one of the 3 copies of Deadly Premonition I have on the disc itself.
Rip. But yeah, so yeah, that was fun. But here, here's another Bobby Vids. Yeah,
Sorry, continue.
that's me. Yeah, there's Robert Vids, there's Bob Vids, and there's Bobby Vids. Yes, exactly.
Well, the full name is Robert Videos.
It's true. Yes. But you know, only my mother calls me Robert Videos. But yeah, Hell Chef knows my old name. There you go. My old Twitter name was Tortoise on Tour. Yeah.
And how can
Hell
we
Chef.
forget sells she shells?
How can you forget? And you pronounced that actually correctly.
Yeah, I pronounced it with like the incorrect.
Mm-hmm. Man, my joke for that was so stupid.
Oh,
I was
yeah?
such an idiot as a kid. I think we all were. As kids, we were all kind of fucking dumb.
Of course.
I love the idea of making a tongue twister and then making the tongue twister an untongue twister by making it the thing you say when you do it wrong. So anyway, but yeah, there was also another part of the story that recently came out. I don't think it's ever I think we told it on a video with H Bomber Guy when the remake first came out, but have you heard of the Bullet story?
No.
Okay, so real quick, so that we can get back to this wonderful game.
Yeah.
The Bullet story is basically during that event when they were doing the signing. Basically, everything had come together. Guy he was basically on board. I forget exactly what the deal was, but yeah, I don't want to speculate on that. But they had decided to all get together and do the signing thing. If I remember correctly, I think Guy he had actually just like bought a bunch of a bunch of Silent Hill copies and just showed up with them and was like, let's sign them and give them to fans.
Okay.
Which is like, all right, you know, that dude is so fucking infatuated with his like sort of impact on the like his legacy, quote, air quotes, legacy with Silent Hill 2. So like, you know, fucking whatever. The guy's weird. So anyway, they decide to meet up for dinner. He shows up. I don't know if it was this meeting or maybe an earlier one. Regardless, he shows up to this meeting with Tom and Devin Shatsky, that's the other guy. So he shows up to this meeting with Tom and Devin, and right as everything is like, all smoothed over, and he shows up and to the table at this restaurant, and he pulls out a bullet from his pocket, and he puts it on the table.
What?
And Tom's like, what? And like, not like kind of just like looks at, and then so Guy he goes, this right here, this is the bullet that you just dodged.
What?
The guy is insane.
Jesus
and just
Christ.
FYI, this dude showed up to his first audition in Japan in a Hummer. he also reminder, he did not audition properly, like specifically for James Sunderland. He showed up because his daughter was auditioning. He somehow like wrestled his way into the process and overshadowed his fucking daughter in order to, because his daughter was there to go for the role of Laura. And so he basically was like palling around with the directors and stuff, and he somehow like decided to, oh yeah, let me read. And everybody there, I remember talking to Blaustein about this, and he specifically talks about how you can, on TGD, you can listen to the interviews that I did with that me and VB did with Blaustein. But he specifically talks about how weird as fuck that guy is, and how he shows up in Japan with a Hummer, and like Blaustein being living in Japan.
Mhm.
He was just like how fucking wild that shit was. Like nobody, like it's a rarity for people to drive, let alone have a fucking giant
Goddamn
Hummer.
Hummer.
Anyway,
Also, hello, Iboxygen. Welcome.
Jim Davis, thank you.
I was
I am Jim Davis.
there was a part of me like earlier in this whole saga when we were talking about like the legal issues of it, like there was a part of me that was going to be like, oh, this is giving me shades of the whole thing that happened with Ken Penders with like the Archie Sonic stuff. But like, god damn, I don't think Ken Penders ever did anything that fucking insane.
Yeah,
Like,
I have
he's
no
kind of a
idea.
weird guy, but like, good lord.
I have no idea. Chat saying I got a little low. Is that true or?
That might be. I turned down my talk now. How's this?
Hello, hello. It is me. It is I. I would like to sign this bullet, please.
That might have been because I actually turned down the audio on my computer because your audio is being picked up by my mic.
Oh, yeah. That's yeah. You got
Okay.
closed backed headset or?
I've just kind of got like a completely lost my train of thought in the middle of my sentence there. I just have this is an old just like headset that I've actually just kind of had for years that um it's not anything like particularly fancy or anything like that.
No worries. Yeah, I
But
had a.
it's got like the foam covers and everything on the ears. It's just sometimes it's just I don't know if it's like my mic sensitive. I don't know. I'm not good with the technical aspect of figuring out how all this shit's supposed to work, unfortunately.
No. I assumed that you definitely would not be using your computer speakers, because that would be wild, and there
Yeah,
would be
no,
so
no.
much bleed. It would be almost unlistenable. Also, Beaver, that is some that is some shade you are throwing out at Josh right now.
Oh,
Anyway, but yeah, no, you've already, yeah, no, you're totally fine. I totally get it. Yeah, close back or like for me, like I needed to get them. I really
mhm.
didn't want to because open backs, like are preferred, but because I do so much stuff with like microphones and recording and stuff, I need to prevent bleed. So
Right. Um,
anyway. Oh yeah, he's
there,
doing his the Halloween, the horror night. Okay.
huh.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
There was there's a bit, it's kind of a small funny story having to do with an errand that I had to run earlier today. So, there is a boba tea chain called Gongcha right now that is doing a cross promotion with the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with free
Oh
trial
my
up to level
god.
70 that includes the award-winning first expansion Heavensward and its follow-up Stormblood with no restriction on playtime.
Why do
Um,
all Final Fantasy players do this? Why? Every single time.
I've got it memorized. I'm so sorry. uh,
Y'all are ridiculous.
but no, it's doing a crossover promotion, and me, my wife, and one of my housemates were going to do it so that we could get the mount code for her. Um, And one thing that I remember like seeing somebody say was like, hey, try and call the place ahead of time to make sure that they are participating in um the promotion, so that like, because I wanted to make sure to do this because the closest Gongcha to me is half an hour away. So I didn't want to like drive out there and find out like, oh yeah, we're all out of like the mount codes. So I'm just like, okay, I'll call them ahead of time, make sure. So I call them, and my phone's been kind of fucking up recently. So the headset that I have has like a mic on it. Um so I've been plugging it into my phone to like make calls recently so that like people can hear me properly. Um and I call them and they're having trouble hearing me, and I'm thinking, "Oh god, is there something wrong with my mic, because the kitten that we have has been chewing on the wire quite a bit
Yes.
recently."
Yes, yes.
Um
I do remember in the last stream, yes.
yeah.
The kitten was getting up to mischief.
Yeah. I put her in a large kennel right now, and she's asleep at the moment.
Oh.
But I'm thinking like, oh god, is something wrong? And the person on the other end says, I'm sorry, our phones have been a bit messed up today, and I'm not able to hear you. And the first thing that she brings up is that it's just like, if you're calling about the Final Fantasy 14 promotion, I'm just like, oh, they must be getting they probably got
Slammed,
like
yeah.
inundated with this like right out the gate.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
did tell me that they did have mount codes available, so thankfully we were able to do that.
Sick.
So anyways, back to the game we're playing. Did you remember that we're playing a game? I forgot.
What? Oh, I thought we were just talking.
What the hell? Was I daydreaming? No, it was more like watching a video in a dark room. But that nurse, I know her. Lisa, who was so heavenly toward me in that hellish hospital room. Definitely not under coercion from being a drug addict. Definitely out of the goodness of her heart.
Definitely not high the entire time.
Entire time. She did get a little weird though. Probably
She
from
was
the
on drugs. Leave her alone. Lisa did nothing wrong.
She was in Origins though.
That was the only thing Lisa did wrong. See, that's the one thing that I'm grateful for. At least Bloober Team aren't being given the opportunity to completely like wreak havoc with the lore, like a la Origins. Like, at least they're being relegated to like kind of an alternate universe, like telling of like Silent Hill 2. Yeah. I am very annoyed that they're choosing to call it Silent Hill 2 instead of Silent Hill 2 Remake or something like that. Because
Shreemake.
What's that? One of the most iconic parts of Silent Hill 3, nay, the entire Silent Hill series?
This is a long ladder. Oh, look, it's Valtiel. Everybody say hi, Valtiel.
Hi, I'm just tending to my vaults.
All right, you have a good one. Oh, look, and there's Lisa.
Anyway.
Everybody say hi, Lisa.
Hey, what's going on?
That is Lisa, right?
If I remember correctly, yes. I think I actually, weirdly enough, someone just favorited my tweets at Masahiro Ito.
I was gonna ask. That's one of those
like
things that people
ago.
harass Masahiro Ito about, isn't it?
Yep, I was one of those fucking weirdos who just did not like let him fucking just live. Yeah. I asked him on July 8th, 2012.
Oh,
That's 12 years ago. I asked
the
him.
year of Silent Hill.
I asked. Let me see. I need to open this in an incognito window because someone blocked me.
Uh-oh.
Anyway. Oh wow, I can't see the thread. God, I fucking hate Twitter. Twitter's so fucking garbage.
Send the link to me because Masahiro Ito hasn't blocked me.
Yeah, here, let me do it. Here, I'll just post it in the chat so everybody can see. Appreciate the cringe.
Oh, you're not a mod.
Oh, rip.
Hold on.
Here, I'll just...
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Can I do that from here? 1 second. I cannot.
Rip. Here, I'll just post it for you.
OBS, come on.
You're a mod. You can do it.
I own the channel.
Well, I hope you're a mod then. So yeah, I was just like, what were your thoughts on the creation of the Fukuro lady in Silent Hill 3? And I asked, is she Lisa Garland?
She is not Lisa.
So
there we go.
Did he say that? Did he say no?
It says she is not Lisa.
Okay, all right. That's one of those things where my memory is just like wild.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I remember correctly, there is Lisa. Fukuro lady is different because if I remember correctly, Silent Hill 3, I think the soundtrack had like a picture of her. Was it? No, that's Heather. Maybe it was the Silent Hill 1 soundtrack.
Funny hand.
Yeah, Silent Hill 1 soundtrack is totally Lisa, but if I remember correctly, yeah, the teeth. Yes. Okay, so the teeth are the reference, the direct reference to Lisa. Yeah, it's in the second tweet that I posted. It's the last JPEG in there. It's it's basically her like kind of laughing. Teeth.
Masahiro Ito just wants to post toast recipes and horror bondage. Just let the man live.
Just let him post his hentai in peace. It's okay. We all have kinks. It's fine.
And it's really good art, to be fair.
Oh yeah, the fucking rendering of that.
Not to get into too much detail.
I don't want you to get in trouble on Twitch.
I don't think talking about it is a problem. I've talked about way worse, way more in detailed stuff.
Yeah, he had, I remember way back when he had this fucking background image that was literally just like BDSM shit, and it was like, there was it's fucking late. And then it took Whitney to point out to me that like it was even worse than I thought because the fucking art that he had drawn had like there was something inserted. I'll just say it like that.
Good for him.
You know? Anyway.
Blood dripping rivers totally filled the bucket set out below. Who would do this and for what? It looks like a full-out bloodletting. Probably because it is. Hey man, how's it going? Just hanging out?
So yeah, for anyone who doesn't have that post, the reason I asked is because in the creator's commentary in the Book of Lost Memories, there is a quote from Masahiro Ito that says, quote, just before the shift to the other world in the hospital, the nurse Lisa, who appears in the first game, can be seen. The purpose of including this is to show that Alessa's influence on the otherworld grows stronger as she regains her memories. It indicates that even after the first game, she continues to suffer in the otherworld, although a nurse appears in a similar fashion in the church as well. This does not have anything to do with Lisa, so that's why I asked.
Oh, now we get to deal with my least favorite enemies in the game.
Oh, you love them.
I hate them. They're the worst. They're awful. Get them away.
So yeah, I was curious why someone liked those tweets from so long ago. Wow.
There's still other doors on this floor that I need to check. Okay, I'll deal with it. Oh, I am actually being summoned. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. Vamp for a little bit.
Sure. Hey guys, welcome to my channel now. This is Acid Sharks. All of you, you're mine now. I claim you. Yeah, that was weird. I remember back in the day, I was like really really focused on like the lore and stuff, and just like getting that stuff right. Partly because I was insufferable as a Silent Hill fan and just trying to nail that stuff down, not realizing that like not nailing it down is kind of the point. But also because it was kind of the way that I reacted to like Twin Perfect, because Twin Perfect, there were already fans in the series who were trying to nail stuff down, and I felt like if I could just nail them down and prove that they were wrong, that would like prove my point that they don't really, they're not people to really listen to because they're full of shit. And so part of what I was doing was like kind of, I there was that time, and I think there was another time when I asked. Yeah, I asked Masahiro Ito about the boiler explosion, to point out that it was wrong. And I specifically asked Masahiro Ito, like, what do you think about this? And I remember his response, because he was basically like, what, you fucking nerd, you stupid ass, like, did you play the game? Like, of course that's not the boiler explosion. Like, play the game and you'll realize that it's not. And I remember thinking at the time, being like, hell yeah, like, this is exactly what I wanted. Like, this completely destroys Twin Perfect's argument that there was like that boiler explosion theory that happened. For those who don't know, the boiler explosion is like a deep cut in the original Silent Hill 1, which is directly being, Silent Hill 3 direct sequel to that. So for Silent Hill 1, basically Alessa is burned alive because of there's a newspaper article that says like it was a boiler explosion, but in reality, like, that was part of a cover-up. Ooh, another iconic fucking moment.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you. You were talking about the boiler stuff.
But yeah, basically there are people who play the game and don't like put one and one together and be like, oh, the boiler explosion thing was just you try to leave.
Okay. Uh-oh. Can't even make
I
a
love
budge.
it.
Oh
no.
no.
People don't realize that. And now you're being corrupted. Wow. That's so cool that they put it on the model. That's so neat. I like it. I like it a lot.
They had to make this room small because they needed to render it twice.
The squishing sound.
Ugh. Ugh.
I love how it's like creeping out from the little tub thing.
Stop it.
Quit it.
Stop.
You will start taking damage at a certain point.
Yeah, but I think it's after the... Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-oh. Let's get out of here.
Skedaddle.
Ah! 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 Damn it.
Oof. Yeah, it looks really good. But yeah, rip. I love it when they knock you over and then they crawl on top of your body, like kind of like doing their own version of teabagging you. Like, haha, eat shit. Oh yeah, this is great too. If can you look over there? Oh, well, rip. Never mind.
Where are we looking?
No, whatever. It's fine.
No, I'm already back in here. You might as well ask.
Go look at. Are there feet? Are there little feetsies under over there?
Little. Hold on.
There should be, if I remember correctly, there should be like feet hanging underneath there. I don't know. I guess I can't. No, I don't really see them. Anyway, what a room though. Wowee.
Trying not to fall to my death.
Wait, can you?
Generally, I assume that any sort of like area with like an open floor in Silent Hill 3, you can fall to your death.
I know that you can at the beginning because I tried that and it was very funny when I fell off. But they give you like a warning before it happens. Like you kind of go like, whoa, before you actually fall off. And if you do it again, then you fall off.
Yeah, and I think that's maintained like throughout the entire game. Is like you get the warning shot, and then it's just
Gotcha.
like, oh, see Daisy.
Yeah. It depends on the difficulty. I didn't know that.
Huh.
Wait, I think I did because I was testing out the ray tracing in this and I noticed that you could fall. Yeah, I actually recorded a glitch where if you fall at the very beginning and you have your light, if I remember correctly, if you have your light on, you can actually see Heather's falling animation reset like mid-fall.
Oh, that's
I thought
fun.
that was funny. Yeah, she just like stops, like she's like, whoa, and then just kind of quits. Anyway, I forgot what yeah, the boiler explosion thing. Yeah, I just remember being like, oh yeah, got him. You know, Twin Perfect are they're stupid, and you know, I can use this as proof. And then I didn't realize at the time, but a little while later, I was like, oh wait, no. Now Masahiro Ito thinks that I think that.
Oh,
he thinks I'm an
no.
idiot. So when I was just asking questions, yeah, there you go, there you go.
Hello, ma'am. How's it going? She seems like she's having a good time.
It's rude to stare. Oh, there's the mouth again.
Hey!
Ah!
Lock is broken. This one's open. Again with the phones.
I love that it's a payphone.
Just kind of hanging out.
Yeah. Normal.
Mushy Mushy, Heather Mason does.
Hi, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Oh, I forgot your name.
Who are you?
Oh, okay, thanks. Happy birthday, dear. Who are you?
Flawless. Nailed it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy 31st birthday.
Is this Leonard?
That's the murderer's name. Not my name. I'm not your beloved Stanley either.
Okay, unnecessary scary
He's
monster voice.
underground now.
I remember,
His new
yeah,
name
they got a lot of shit for
is
that.
Number 7.
And apparently the Joker is in Silent Hill now, so...
Well, yeah.
It's time
To him, it just looks like a normal
celebrate
town.
your birthday.
Beaver, I don't
You've
know
got me mistaken for someone else.
who would even name
Who's
their
the-
child Scam Likely. That just seems like a bad name.
Today is your 24th birthday.
Hey,
And
wait
I
a minute. That's not what you said before.
But wait a minute.
Also,
That does make
neither-
sense.
Or to receive it. You can
Receive
have
It's just...
what you hate the most.
He's just yucking it up.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, and FYI, you get what you fucking deserve.
But you're wrong. It's not my birthday.
Yeah, that was the weirdest thing about that call, for sure.
Hmm.
Everything else about that call was above board, except for the fact that it's not my birthday.
Normal. Can you click on the phone again?
Yeah, let me try. There's nothing coming from the receiver. Well, duh. This phone's not connected.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
what about that phone call?
I love that because, like, I mentioned this on my stream the other night, but I just, it bears repeating because the Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition team decided to add an electrical cord go in during the scene where, if you remember from Silent Hill 2, where James is trying to open up the refrigerator and needs Maria's help. Oh, hi. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Can you let me out of here? I'm kind of stuck.
You know, I would, but like, I haven't had a tetanus shot recently, and
I'm just-
like,
This sucks, man. I was supposed to be Santa this year. I was practicing for coming down the chimney, and now, I'm not gonna be able to get in.
yeah, no, that's why in a locker?
Shut the door. Shut the door. Shut the fucking door.
Hold on.
Shut the door.
Oh, I skipped through all that dialogue. Oh
Rip.
no. Yeah, like a child locked up and there was no chance of escape. I like. Yeah, I think. Oh, this thing seems like it's rusted pretty hard there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Bye.
Yeah, good. Get out of here. I'll get back to
fuck.
practicing.
Oh no.
Can you, Red Rum asked if you could shoot it. Pretty sure you can't. Or you can, but I don't think it does anything.
Yeah, I think
Hi.
I've tried. Fuck.
Oof. Ah, fuck you.
God damn it.
That thing took your shoes,
Shit.
your boots. Critis, I think pulling himself up by his bootstraps was the problem. I think that's how he got stuck in there in the first place.
All right, let's go to floor 1. I like taking out those guys from a distance with them all. I went a little hard on killing enemies in the early game, So I'm trying to avoid killing because I don't want to get the bad ending. I would like to avoid the bad ending if all possible.
See, this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of worried. One of the many reasons why I'm kind of worried about Silent Hill 2 remake is because the way that the original games kind of just give you a shit ton of monsters to deal with in like the main like sort of walkways and areas like that. I feel like it's like it kind of incentivizes you to like just run past them. To like,
Right.
look, running away is also a valid strategy. But if you've got a combat system that's like relatively fun to engage with, like I feel like everybody's just going to want to kill see the enemies as things to defeat before moving on instead of letting them persist.
Yeah, that was kind of the whole issue with like Homecoming. Not that
Yeah,
Homecoming's like
yeah.
combat is like good necessarily, but it's like easy.
Yeah, it's easy enough, and it can't like that's the other thing. Like I said this in my LP, like it's fun to a certain extent. It is actually enjoyable to engage with, especially once you realize that it's like busted as fuck, and you can just use like certain weapons to like completely like bork it. But
Silent Hill Homecoming knife, my beloved.
But yeah, exactly, and yeah, the pipe as well, ceremonial dagger forever. But
Absolutely.
but I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, yeah. But it being fun is kind of part of the problem. It's like, well, shit. This isn't really. It's like kind of the Dead Space thing, where it's like the monsters are only really scary for like when you don't know that they're there, and then once they like decide to show up, then it's like there's that moment of like shock or like breaking the tension. Oh no, they're there.
Right.
And it's like a jump scare, and then but then after that, it's just like a nuisance. Like it's just killing them, and killing them is part of the fun. Same thing with Resident Evil 4, where it's like they're kind of annoying, and then they sometimes they jump scare you. But yeah, anyway.
God,
All right, one sec.
Space.
Yeah, no, I still need to play the remake. I haven't messed around with the remake.
Yeah,
So.
you haven't. It's really good, actually.
I hear that. And when they said that they credited the entire like the original team, because my feelings about that project were extremely mixed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like, yeah, hearing that they credited the original team and gave them respect, that's huge. Like that honestly, that alone kind of made me want to be like, oh, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
I just haven't found the time.
Because it's weird how like not standard that is.
Yeah, it's so wild.
Like I talked about Metroid Prime Remastered earlier, that's an issue with the remaster of Metroid Prime is that the original team isn't credited. But yeah, no, the remake actually does like a lot of like really interesting things. And it does one of the things that I've been seeing horror games and especially horror game remakes doing more and more recently, which is side missions. Which I gotta say, the fact that it took like survival horror games this long to have like side missions just kind of in general seems kind of shocking now, because it's just like I feel like any time that I've had like a horror game that's had like side missions in it, I've actually really liked the side missions a lot.
Yeah, I remember probably the first one that I played that it actually like stuck out like that was Downpour, because Downpour had like specific like they designated them as side missions, because I feel like horror games like they would do side missions, but they wouldn't necessarily call them side missions. Like you would have
Hoffman in Silent Hill 1, like his
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like that's technically a side thing that can, influence the main plot, but like you can totally miss it. So like, yeah, and you're totally right. Like, the side stuff, and yeah, I feel like that's part of why they're great is because they're so bite-sized and you can just go off and fuck around with them. Like the beginning to, I know people are very hot or very cold on it, but Last of Us Part 2, like the opening of that, well, I loved it. Like that was so good. Like just like going around, having the atmosphere, the atmospheric like stuff, the way that you sort of naturally come across these various stories, and basically it all was like one giant side mission. I
Yeah.
really like that stuff.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna read this document before I continue because like I've got more thoughts on this, but the world is teeming, spelled Teeming, with unnecessary people. It's God's decision that I fight. As a knight of honor, as a protector of the seal, I sacrifice myself to the blood of criminals. Who wrote this? Some twisted individual, eh? I see this and I want to ask him. So
I'll
you
be right
think
back.
you're one of the necessary ones? Yeah, sure thing. But it seems like I've heard this protector of the seal business somewhere before. Really big into animal conservation. Has to protect the seals. You guys think Homecoming's combat is easier? We're talking about the same game, lol. I hate dealing with hordes in that game. Well, I mean, like, yeah, you're right, but... I mean, I wouldn't use melee combat against multiple enemies. I would shoot things. Also, half the time I play that game, I play it with just like, oh yeah, let me just pick up the laser pistol real quick, just for kicks. And then that just carries me through the rest of the game. Oh shit. Ah, god damn it. Oh, I'm in danger. It was clearly designed for one-on-one combat. Oh yeah, absolutely. These days known as the Callisto Protocol problem. I should ask Bob about that when he gets back. There's a memo here on the chart. Dr. Midkiff. Please use extra caution with the patient in room 312. He should still have his religious freedom here in the hospital, but he shouldn't push his faith on others. I'm a victim too. Rumor has it he got here by stabbing someone over a religious dispute. Please be careful. R. Crosby. P.S. It looks like the rumor is true, according to the head nurse. I do think he's a good person otherwise, though. Easy to deal with. Saves my funny little game. Still really easy to get ganged up by enemies in that game and take a beating, for me at least. I don't know that I've necessarily ever... Black Callisto Protocol. Ah. Oh, I'm in danger. Oh, shit. Okay, where do I want to go? I haven't checked the rooms here yet. Oop, excuse me. Not there. Let's hang a right. Ah. Well, okay then. Never mind. Elevator, elevator, elevator. Okay, and time to explore the... No? No? Ah! Hello? What? That's unnerving.
Hello?
Hello?
Was there anything, I saw something sitting in my chair. I just sat down.
Yeah, no, there was nothing. You're good.
Okay. All right, cool.
All right, so let's listen really closely here real quick. Hey!
What? I didn't do anything.
Oh. Yeah, there it is. I feel like, I don't know if it's, like, more prominent. So, okay. Real quick. there was the phone call earlier mentioned like, oh, Stanley's underground now. His new name is Number 7, and the implication is that this stretcher, Stanley Coleman, is dead or dying on it. But like as you get closer to it, you can kind of like hear like these like this like choking, labored breathing noise.
Mm-hmm.
With the implication that, oh, he's not dead. But yeah, really like. There's a couple different flavors of side missions that I've seen in like survival horror games that I've really enjoyed. There's the downpour kind, which are kind of like little miniature like side stories that I would also probably say another game that has side missions like that is Dead Space 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which side missions in Dead Space 3 also have some neat shit going on with them, especially when you get like the co-op missions.
Yeah. I feel like the co-op stuff in Dead Space 3 is a really undersold like part of that game. That shit was actually really interesting. Like
I was really happy that I finally got to like play through that game with co-op.
yeah.
Like
It's
a little
it's
over
so
a year ago, I
wild
think.
when like someone's like, "Do you see that?" And it's like, "See what?" And
Oh,
I really like.
It's really good.
Yeah, there are a lot of implications that you could probably go with for a Silent Hill game where that perspective is kind of like varied in that way.
Mm-hmm. The other kind of side mission that I also really like is the kind of side mission where like you play it and you're just like, what do you mean this is side content? This feels really important.
Yeah.
Which I think one of the best examples I can think of for that is Evil Within 2.
Mm.
Where there's a lot of side missions in Evil Within 2 that you play them and it feels like it should probably be part of the main game. Like, oh, what do you mean this entire side mission is about the main character getting over his trauma from the first game? That seems important.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of that in Alan Wake 2 as well. Like
Yeah.
there's some side stuff and Control as well. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
some side stuff that isn't in the prime in like the main game that's like, or I think, am I confusing Alan Wake 2 with like Control or maybe one of them? Anyway,
Yeah.
I do remember that there's some like stuff that you can miss.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's very interesting. Like probably the coolest part. I don't know if it's like part of the main story, if I remember correctly, for Control, but it's presented as kind of like an ancillary thing to do.
Yeah.
But like the objects of power
Yeah.
in Control and like specifically the refrigerator. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I love that shit.
I
Oh my
fucking
God.
love the fridge. It's so good.
Yeah.
By the way, I know you kind of bounced off Alan Wake 2, I know, when you were streaming it.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Have you given like the final draft or the DLC that they released like ago? Because I gotta say, I also had issue. Like I'm a huge Alan Wake fan. My name is in the goddamn credits of the first game.
Sick.
And I also had a lot of issues with Alan Wake 2 on my first run of it, which evaporated when I put the game on easy difficulty.
Mm.
But wait, okay, so this is one of those stories that I always tell any chance I get. I won a contest for Alan Wake back in 2010, where I got to. I remember I actually talked about the. I remember. So this is actually kind of funny because I know when this happened, Voidburger was streaming Alan Wake 1 at the time.
Mm.
And I remember tuning in for a bunch of those streams and talking about this. I won this contest. I got to visit Remedy Games in Finland. And at the time that I did that, the first DLC had already released, and I think I had beaten it at that point, but the second DLC hadn't come out yet. And they let me preview the second DLC while I was there. And when I did, I found a camera bug.
Oh.
So in the original release, I'm not in the remasters credits. but in the original release of that game on Xbox and PC, I'm in there as like additional QA.
Oh, nice.
You have to sit through 15 minutes of credits to get to that. It's just like I saw that, I'm just like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first DLC for Alan Wake 2 is a lot of fun. But yeah, I would say if you want to play that game again and actually have a good time with it, I would recommend easy difficulty. And I feel kind of bad saying that because it's just like, yeah, no, I could just barely manage on normal difficulty when I played it the first time.
No, it wasn't really the difficulty that messed me up. It was the glitches and the bugs. Like,
oh
yeah, I had such a horrible time. I've said this so many times and I feel bad each time I say it because like I know, trust me, I didn't want this to happen to me either. I know that it's a very specific like series of things that happened.
Yeah.
I know that partly like playing it on the PC was kind of a problem and I shouldn't have done that. I know this now. But when I bought it, I was like, I have a 4090. This should be fine. There were so many fucking bugs with the PC version of that game that like it had nothing to do with the difficulty. I think that at a certain point I was just like actually I got the combat to be a pretty decent, like I wasn't really fucked up by the combat that much, except that game had the same issue that Alan Wake 1 had, or like maybe not so much control, but I think Alan Wake 1 had this issue where sometimes it really, really wanted to be a survival horror game. And sometimes it really, really wanted to be an action horror game. And the ending of Alan Wake 2, when you're on the like basically you're at the lake.
Oh yeah, Dark Ocean Summoning.
Yeah, so
I had to redo that so many fucking times.
I think I had to redo it twice. I need to rewatch the stream again, but I remember it not being that bad. But I do remember when I first started it, I was like so fucking annoyed because it was like really like you've been training me this entire time to like be very efficient, be very like the camera was a specific way because so to promote like immersion. But in that moment, it was like, really, you're not going to like pull the camera out a little bit so that I can see like stuff that's sneaking up behind me and about to one shot me like from my ass. Like,
yeah.
You're not going to like, the whole thing was just like ridiculous. It's like you're taking the mechanics of a game that was built specifically to be a survival horror game, and you're like, like forcing them into an action horror game. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that wasn't really my main issue.
Yeah, I'm about to get fucking wrecked just now.
I
went into a map just as an enemy.
Yeah,
so
I've done that many times.
the thing with what I kind of identified as the issue with Alan Wake 2's combat when I was playing it was, so Alan Wake 1 is explicitly not a horror game. They at no point refer to it as a horror game. The front of the box says that it's a psychological action thriller.
So you should probably help that person they're choking.
They'll be fine.
Right. I don't know the Heimlich anyway.
And like with that game's combat, like I have a lot of fun with that game's combat. There were parts of Alan Wake 2 that felt like, because Alan Wake 2 is explicitly a survival horror. It is built as a survival horror. It has like all of the like UI, like it basically just looks like one of the recent Resident Evil remakes.
Yeah.
But the problem is some of the enemy encounters still feel like they're trying to make Alan Wake 1 enemy encounters, and it's just like, I don't have the kit for this anymore, you guys.
Yeah. It was very annoying, and also the boss fights, while they made sense somewhat, it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel too like, I've always been against boss fights in like survival horror games. It just doesn't really jive with the format, in my opinion. Wow, just absolutely rocked. That's what you get for not giving me the Heimlich. Um, but like, you know, it can be done, and I think that Alan Wake 2 did a pretty damn good job with the initial like sort of boss fights.
Mhm.
But the problem with the boss fights in that like context is like boss fights are very hard to do in a environment where you're trying to conserve ammunition and all that stuff, and also like they just don't promote like God, what am I trying to say? Essentially, like in the way that the game was doing it, it's very difficult to do a boss fight without making it annoying.
Right.
Especially when you're constantly restarting because it's actually pretty difficult. And in that way, you really just eviscerate your atmosphere.
Yeah.
And for what? You know, just because you feel like you need to have a boss fight at this moment because you feel it's like quote unquote epic. It's like I don't know. But anyway, also like toward the beginning of that stuff, I don't know, maybe I'm like the only person who feels this way, but that initial like sort of music section was just so it just rubbed me the wrong way. It was so annoying. It was like I know a lot of people really enjoy the song and dance and like the you know they do that at like live shows and like all
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
Herald of Darkness.
Yeah, Herald of Darkness and all that stuff. And I get it, you know, it's fine. It's just like it's so fucking cutesy. I I'm tired of it. I never really liked it in the first place. It's just like, God damn, like okay, all right, they're doing it again. Anyway, but like, yeah, but that was probably because I had such an annoying like first section in that because that was the first time that they decided to forego the survival horror like stuff for an action horror like segment. And then they did it again at the end. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have been surprised. But I felt like they also did that. Like Control was such a good fucking game, and it perfectly suited those combat segments and stuff. And when Control did it, it felt right. It felt like, oh yeah. And then when they did the I forget the name of it, but the hallway, like
the ashtray maze.
yeah, ashtray maze. It was like that. This is so cool. Like I really like this because everything fit. Everything made sense. And then they basically do it again in fucking Alan Wake 2. It's just like, really, guys? Like, okay, all right. Of course they did it again because it was so well received in the first and Control that, you know.
I mean,
But anyway,
to be fair, this is actually a pretty common thing since the first Alan Wake, because the first Alan Wake had the Children of the Elder Gods segment where you fight on the big stage at the Anderson farm. And then that was also like Remedy just really likes to do these like big fun action or fun quote unquote. I'll get to that in a second. These big fun action sequences that they then get Poets of the Fall to write a song for.
Right. Yeah.
You can almost tell where one was supposed to go in Quantum Break if they had a bit more time to like and a bit less scheduling issues, because Poets of the Fall was supposed to have like songs featured in Quantum Break, because Quantum Break was also supposed to be like an Alan Wake verse game. But scheduling issues unfortunately kept them from being able to get them on, which is why instead you only find posters for a Old Gods of Asgard cover band in Quantum Break, which is a fun little thing. But I'm like one of the 10 people I know who have actually played Quantum Break, so but like that's been a pretty common thing. But I also needed to redo Herald of Darkness a lot on my first playthrough, especially the last sequence. The last sequence was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I had to redo it myself, and it's just like, for what? You know, because you guys felt like it needs to be quote unquote epic or like whatever. I don't know. I don't know why it worked so well in Control, but then in Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2, it just feels, God. I guess I get it. In Alan Wake 1, it felt like a little, you know, on the nose, but that whole game is like so fucking what's the word? it didn't take itself so seriously.
Yeah.
It was playing with itself. I could feel that it wasn't so self-serious, especially in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're just having fun here, you know. But in Alan Wake 2, it's so serious and everything's so like dire and like that moment. And then yeah. Anyway, Control it fit perfectly, but then Alan Wake 2, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the real reason I had issues with Alan Wake 2 was because, I
Glitches
just
and bugs.
glitches and bugs. Like, I did all of the lighthouses and stuff, and I found all of the extra side mission stuff. Speaking of side missions, um, I did all of that shit in order to get the key to the lighthouse. I think
Yeah.
the area. I completed all of it. I didn't get the fucking reward. I did every single thing. I made sure to follow a guide. I went through. I wasn't following a guide at first, but then I went back and made sure I did everything. I did the final mission. Got nothing. Nothing.
Ugh. That sucks.
Yeah, so it completely fucked me over on that. And at the very end, I fell through the ground and went to a saga. As saga, I went into the that one hotel because the entire model for that is like right underneath the world
Oh,
when you
yeah.
go to Alan Wake's world in as Saga. Like I fell through it and I was just doing parts of that as Saga.
Oh.
It was just the whole thing just completely broke on me and I had to reset and it was just like I don't know. That whole thing rubbed me the wrong way.
I managed to force a fall out of world when I was playing it the first time. Because there is, God, what is it? It's the movie theater. There is a staircase that I think only exists if you have removed a particular light source, and the door to it disappears if you put the light source back. And I managed to find that if I was standing just inside the door, I could still like swap the light source in and out. I'm just like, I wonder what would happen if I was standing inside the staircase when I reapplied the light source. And what happened was I fell out of world.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun.
Yes, if I forced it, if I did it on purpose, that would be a different situation. But no, I just kept having weird fucking glitches happen to me over and over. And actually, I think one of them was blocking my progress. I also really did not like the Alan Wake segments. Like they were, I just fucking hated those. Like it's like, okay, we get it, dude. You're stuck in this world. Okay, Jesus fucking. I just did not see the purpose of like hammering that home over and over and over again. So anyway, yeah, Beaver remembers I did get soft locked because the only way that I remember like trying to do that segment and it was just like, why am I dumb? Like, am I missing something? And then I reloaded and it was like, oh no, an entire segment of the fucking like building wasn't loading properly. So anyway.
Sorry, I got a mouthful of pizza. 1 second.
Delicious. What kind of pizza?
Domino's has like a New York style pizza.
Sick.
So it's just like a thinner crust, basically.
No, yeah, hell yeah. I'm familiar with the New York style, yes. I am a fan of the deep dish. I went to Chicago a while ago, and yeah, I had authentic Lou Malnati's delicious pizza, and the ad has played. And there is a wonderful Adam Scott talking about Phillips. Anyway.
Did you ever play the game Past Cure?
No. It does. I think I've seen the cover of it because I do. Oh, am I thinking of Obscure? I think I'm thinking of Obscure. I'm going to look up Past Cure.
It's it's Eurojank. It's a Eurojank kind of game.
Sick.
Phantom
8.
Yeah. I remember I played that game and it's excuse me. It's so broken. I like
Wow.
Like I just talked about like forcing myself to like fall out of world in Alan Wake. Or Alan Wake 2. Past Cure, I opened a door once and the rest of the level hadn't loaded.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just
That'll
like,
do it.
oh no, okay.
48 out of 100 for the PC version. PS4 and Xbox One are 37 and 34 out of 100 respectively.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Destructoid gave it a 2 out of 10.
Yep.
Wow. That I think I want to play this. This looks perfectly stupid.
Oh, here's another question, because this was actually something that I was that when you were away from your computer, like this came up because like we were talking about Silent Hill Homecoming's like melee combat not really being built for like large groups of enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play Callisto Protocol?
Yes, I played the first couple hours and then refunded it.
Okay, so you didn't finish it. So then I can
No.
assume that you didn't play the DLC.
No, I did not. I heard about it.
Oh, so the most I heard about the DLC prior to playing it is I saw somebody that I follow on Twitter say that they were told how the DLC ends and it made them really upset. And I saw that, and all I could think was, I cannot find out anything about this DLC until I play it myself. And then I played it. I got so mad.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
wasn't it
boy.
like I forget how it ended. It wasn't it like a it was all a dream kind of thing, or I forget what.
So Callisto
Or like it was
Protocol.
pointless.
Let me read this document because I've been sitting at this screen for this. This is just today's stream is just like a constant cycle of we talk about one thing while sitting at a screen for a while, and then we need to stop so that I can progress a little bit.
That's what happens when I commentate on stuff, baby.
There's something on the ground. Is this a birthday card? Happy 38th birthday. 14 plus 7 plus 17 is 38, but it's not my birthday. Yeah, by the way, the for anybody who doesn't know, the whole thing with the ages given during the phone call is that one of them is how old Alessa would be if she was alive, and the other is how old Cheryl version 1 would be if she was alive.
Cheryl version 1.
Cheryl 1.0.
Yeah.
But no,
release Cheryl.
beta Cheryl.
Alpha Cheryl.
But so God damn it. Fuck these goddamn textures, I can't see shit. No. The whole thing with Callisto Protocol is that game ends with you sending oh god, what's that actress's name? She's in The Boys. She was the voice of a character in She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. I forget her name though. But
Karen Fukuhara?
Hold on. Let me confirm before I say for sure. Karen Fukuhara. Yeah, that's her. So, you send her off in a escape pod, and you're just like, oh, I'll follow behind you, but like there's no other escape pod, so you're doing like a whole noble sacrifice, and then you get a call from the professor, the doctor lady, and she's like, buy the DLC, idiot, and then there's a jump scare. So you play the DLC, and the DLC is all about like, oh, you have to get from point A to point B, and like I don't want to imply that what's actually happening during this DLC isn't clear, because like even like really early on I was kind of noticing, hey, there's some weird shit going on here that doesn't make sense for what I remember of like where we were at in this game. But like by the end it becomes very obvious. It's just like, oh yeah, nothing that's happening right now is actually happening.
Yeah.
And what it
Okay.
is the DLC, spoilers for Callisto Protocol DLC.
Oh. Oh no,
'Cause I'm
everybody's going to leave. You
'cause
shouldn't
I'm
say this.
sure everyone cares. Um, the entire DLC is a visual metaphor for the last bit of information in your mind being transmitted, basically off-world. And the camera pulls out, and your guy 100% did not survive that final like assault from all the monsters at the end of the main campaign. He is an armless, legless torso barely hanging on to life, and you basically flatline, and that's how the DLC ends.
Yeah.
Uh,
There was a secret ending, right?
there's a post-credit scene where not your character, but Josh Duhamel wakes up and he's just like, guys, I don't have any legs. And it's genuinely actually a really funny scene. But it's just like, I was just watching that, I'm just like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah. It's so tough to do. You know, it's funny we say that when Silent Hill 1 is famously has the bad ending where you wake up and it was all in Harry's head.
Yeah.
Wild. But that's the cool thing. That's not the only ending. So
Yeah. I would say like I genuinely do kind of like the way that like Shattered Memories does it.
yeah, it's not the
Personally.
worst way of doing it, honestly.
Because Shattered Memories is another example of just like if you're paying attention, there's certain things that don't make sense, and this is kind of telegraphed. Um, and just like the revelation of like how that all kind of plays out is I think it's neat personally.
Hmm.
Insert that this is what your brain looks like as you die gif. Hello. How am I going to pronounce that? Hold on. Suit. Close enough. Title is oh hey, it's the Book of Lost Memories.
Oh my god, it's in the game.
One characteristic mentioned only in rare documents and dying out of the modern age is that of the ritual sacrifice. Offering prayers, pierce a man's chest with a copper stake, drench the altar in the blood which spouts red from the heart, to praise and to show loyalty unto God. In another sacrificial rite mentioned in the same book, the victim is burned alive. Huh. That's interesting.
Fun. A good time for everybody.
This was a more dignified ceremony in which prisoners and sinners were not allowed to participate. Only the clergy could be sacrificed. Similar to burning at the stake, no comparable rite can be found in religions practiced nearby. It may have some connection with the main deity being a sun god. Even though this religion extols redemption, it brings to mind a dark and cultish history. Fucked up if true. I was kind of shocked when I was like, I replayed a good chunk of this game to kind of like reacclimate myself to it, and I was kind of shocked to find out exactly how many save points she has unique dialogue for. Like, it was a lot more than I expected.
Yeah. That's one of the, like, Silent Hill 3 isn't really, you know, it's up there, but it's not like, you know, one of my favorites. But like it does a couple things really, really well, which is one, the Heather is just like one of the greatest protagonists in any survival horror game ever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She's written so well, and that's the other thing, like the writing of and just the effort that went into just characterizing her in all of the little, you know, notes and stuff. It's just so well done. It's really, really well done.
Good. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Can't wait till I have to run back through here in a minute. Real excited about that.
Sick. Yeah, Red Rum, I'm I would be interested if you find a copy of Book of Lost Memories, and they have extra copies after you get one. To maybe let me know. I would be interested in having a copy of my own.
When I was living in, is that like the PSP one?
That's the book.
Or
They basically like behind the scenes. I quoted it earlier.
yeah, I think so. When I was living with
Kool-Aid.
my family in Nebraska, delicious Kool-Aid. We're gonna make a Capri Sun out of it.
Drink Kool-Aid.
Take a fucking sip.
Yeah, beef. It's pretty good quality. Here, I'm pretty sure the website is Book of Lost Memories.
Mm-hmm. Damn, Heather took a lot out of that bucket.
Yeah, you can. There's a downloadable version of it. Here you go. I will. Oh wait, I can't post the link, or can I?
I haven't figured out how to make you a mod yet. Hold on.
No worries. All good.
For some reason, I can't do it from like the chat when we're just gonna listen to this gorgeous noise for a little bit. Don't worry about it.
Just teeth grinding. What's up, fellow TMJ havers?
Let's see. Can I do it?
You have a
from the mobile
Japanese. Nah, that's. Well, I'm good, Red Rum. No worries.
Mod user. Yes, there you go.
Me. I am a mod. Hello.
Time to go mad with power.
I post link now.
Ah, shit! Oh God, there's 3 of them.
Hit her while she's down. Anyway, but yeah, that's a link to. So it's got the PDF translated Lost Memories in it. 4.7.
Discord having some trouble, it sounds like.
Oh my God. I do not remember talking to the person who wrote the strategy guide. I do, however, remember. Oh wait, no. I think VB did. Yeah, I think there was like an interview or something with that person. I think that she like asked him a bunch of questions. I don't remember being a part of that convo. If I was, fuck me. I'm 40 in 2 weeks, so
happy early birthday.
have fun getting old, kids. Anyway. Yeah, thank you. I keep saying that and I feel bad because it feels like I'm fishing for like, oh, wish me happy birthday, but I'm not. I'm sad. I wish it wasn't my birthday. God damn it.
Oh, God.
You were getting annihilated.
I should probably check my health before I go.
Yeah,
any
a little bit. Maybe crunch on some beef jerky.
I wish. Beef
Any
jerky
fans
should
of-
be a consumable.
Any beef jerky? It should be. Why is it only for dogs? It's bullshit. Any fans of beef jerky in the chat?
Hell yeah, right here.
Fuck yeah. Man,
there's a
Larissa's Kitchen was like the best fucking jerky. They had like Korean barbecue and shit. And then just like with peanut butter Twix, it just disappeared after COVID. Like, what the fuck? COVID killed my favorite jerky. It killed my favorite candy. God damn it.
I'm so sorry. There is a brand of beef jerky that I don't know if it's like a local brand or something in Texas called Old Trapper's beef jerky. Really good teriyaki flavor.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the teriyaki beef jerkies.
Can't find that particular flavor in any of the local supermarkets to me, unfortunately, and I don't know why, but I did try their hot and spicy recently, and it's also pretty good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I like the 7-Eleven, weirdly enough, has a store brand beef jerky. You would think that it might not be good. No, it's actually really good. Hold on, let me find it. There was a specific flavor that
Beaver
that
to
they
Beaver
had that was like really fucking good.
Is it a regional brand? Because like, yeah, I am in Texas. Tragically, but Oh, cool. This wasn't here before.
It was like... God, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
Circling back to Alan Wake 2, that beef jerky bit was like the funniest fucking thing in that game, in my opinion.
I don't remember that.
That was like a running gag with like the Pat Maine radio shows that you could find.
Oh.
It's just Johnson family beef jerky, and then like and then he keeps talking about like talking to somebody who like died like at the time of the first game, and eventually like the lady's like widower calls up. He's just like, stop talking about this. For one thing, my wife is dead, but also I'm getting incessant calls, people wanting beef jerky. I don't even like beef jerky. Anyway, it's time to go meet Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, here we go. It's a Jack Link specific jerky, Mahalo Teriyaki.
Ooh.
It's really good. They had some other ones, but I'll shut up.
I'm not a huge fan of Jack Link's. I don't like the texture of it.
I wasn't either, but they have specific flavors that are just really, really good. Like their tender, the tender ones are really, really tasty, and their signature recipes for 7-Eleven are really good too.
I wish beef jerky wasn't so expensive.
It's very expensive. It's stupidly expensive.
It's so expensive. Why do I need to pay $18 for a bag?
It's like, should I have a $2 thing of like of some little chocolate or like a Twix bar, or $10 for a fucking bag of beef jerky? God damn it. I love the repeat of that music in the background. That was horrible.
First, one must be chosen.
I've talked a few times about like
Hearken to the voice of God.
the lead up to Shred coming out, and just like all of like the behind the scenes stuff that like I remember Whitney did that interview with Adelaide Clemens, Kit Harington, and the director of the movie. And there was a lot of stuff from that interview that I remember. Like them talking about like, oh yeah, we got the lobotomy monster, and the lobotomy monster shows up for like 10 seconds and is shot in the face immediately.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I remember them talking about was just like, oh yeah, we get to show like Leonard's human form before he becomes a monster. And it's just like, Leonard's human form is just Malcolm McDowell in a ratty shirt.
Yeah.
And his monster form is just a big scary monster man.
Also, the scene, it's not that he's transforming into a monster, it's that you are talking to a monster.
Yeah, he's
like
right
that's
there.
the whole point. Like, god damn it. God fucking damn it. Anyway, that's the least of the movie of Shred's fucking problems, but yeah. I also like when people talk about like you know, the famous quote, you know, they look like monsters to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but you know, do you think that he was right about that? And it's like, y'all realize Leonard is literally this?
Yeah, he got a big worm flapping out of his cheek.
Every person here a mental case?
Fucking Heather just like sees this shit, just like, oh, whatever.
Well,
I'm so
I
over
guess
this.
You're not a person anyway.
Rip. Oh my god. It's like, ow, 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 ow.
Oh.
Rip. Oh, those splash PNGs. Wow, look at
they
that.
don't
That
look
looks
great.
awful.
Oh, he's squirming. He's wriggling around. One really nice update with the Xbox One and Series X version is that it no longer has the weird, like, 1 frame every 3 seconds slowdown when you beat a boss.
Oh.
Which was a horrible problem trying to play these games on the 360, especially in Silent Hill 3, because Silent Hill 3 has a lot more bosses than Silent Hill 2 does. Because it's just like, oh, you beat a boss? Okay, well, for one thing, you're going to, A, start by worrying that your game just locked up, and 2, you're gonna be here for a little bit while the cutscene plays out in slideshow mode. Oh, hold on. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, GX dude, I'm totally worried about Heather getting trench foot because of this. But she's wearing boots, you know. The water's just gonna get up all in there.
Ugh, it's gonna like.
I love that little hop when you shoot him with the fucking shotgun. Ow! Fuck you.
What is the function of this?
To look menacing. I think if you walk into it, you die.
That sounds about right. I'm not gonna try it. Because
Whee! I totally forgot he did that.
Because my
That's so
last
funny.
save was before I went to get the blood to bring to the altar, and I don't want to have to do all that again if I can help it.
Critis, absolutely. Heather would absolutely be a Swiftie. Are you kidding?
100%.
I think Leonard is having fun in the water.
He's
Please don't.
enjoying
Oh!
himself.
Bonk.
Oh. Surprise!
Oof! He like does a little jump for joy. Oh my god.
Yay! I love getting shot.
Oh, please hit me in the back again. Oh, it feels so nice. The lead in my spine is totally healing me.
I'm getting better, actually.
Yeah, I love that shit. Like
This is enrichment for me.
monsters, they look like monsters to you. It's like, Heather, you just had a full-on conversation with a monster, made fun of it for being a monster, and then you're shocked. What? You mean that guy was... Oh my god.
Oh no.
I love that shit.
Remember when that line
Xandar.
got like weirdly extrapolated in Revelations?
I remember everything getting weirdly extrapolated in Revelations.
Fair enough.
But yes, yeah, the all of that. Oh my god.
Haven't had a good backblasting like that in years. Oh god. All right.
I'm just excited for if they do a Silent Hill 3 remake, I hope that if you put the Konami code in at the beginning, like it turns all of the boss fights into like Pop-Tarts.
Oh god. I talked about this recently. My ideal follow-up to the Silent Hill 2 remake
it's not
would
here
be a
anymore.
remake that combines both
guess I should
Silent Hill
head back
1
to the
and
motel
Silent Hill
now.
3 into one complete story.
I hope Douglas is okay.
That would be a lot of work, but I would like it.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. I think Silent Hill 1 works way better as its own standalone story though.
Yeah.
What's this?
I don't know if we really truly need the Silent Hill 3 tack on. But, you know.
Funny drink coaster.
It's weird. I actually have a coaster I'm looking at right now that looks pretty similar to that. That just makes me want to make a... Are there fucking... Oh my god. Are there Halo of the Sun fucking drink coasters?
Oh, with all the weird shit that they've put up for like goddamn merch, it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know offhand.
That would be perfect. Oh yeah, Redbubble, Halo of the Sun, Silent Hill coaster, set of 4.
Very nice.
There you go. Yep. Oh, they look like shit though.
Oh, no, well, it's Redbubble.
That's true. That's true. Oh wow, all of this shit looks like crap. Here we go. Etsy. Halo of the Sun. Whoa! Heaven's Night, fucking neon signs. God damn.
Why
Ooh,
did you
keychains.
send her to my father?
Was that wrong?
It's your fault that he...
But surely it's a good thing. It means he was one of God's beloved, no?
Those who mock God will never receive salvation. You'll go to hell, Vincent. You'll never feel the joy of God's everlasting paradise.
And you think God is going to save you?
Why are
What
y'all
do
having
you
this
know
conversation in
anyway?
our hotel room?
I know about the pleasures of this world. And I want to find my happiness while I'm still here.
I don't
I'm
want
going to.
God. Sorry, you
I'm
go
gonna
first.
give myself as many handies as I possibly can.
I don't want the
saw
world
the
to
way
end
he-
because I got laid.
I know the pleasures of this
Made you
dick.
cry. Oh, the memory of his cruelty is forever burned into my mind.
Vincent's voice actor wasn't great in the first place, but whoever that cast sounds were. Isn't this just Yuri Lowenthal?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
literally.
And that's
I'm pretty
why
sure
we
yes,
need
but also
God.
yes. That's going to be the problem with
What you
Silent Hill 2
call
as well.
rape
It's like, yeah,
is
they're
nothing
weird.
more than a
Yeah, they're not
child
professional. But I think
crying
that's
out for
what
love.
makes it good.
That's
Like
why
it's
you're all
it's
alone.
one of those, like, not necessarily so bad it's good, but like it
You
feels
don't
authentic in a
understand.
strange way. Like
None of you
it's like
do.
they couldn't possibly have meant for this to be said this way, but because of that, there's like an intentionality to it.
Yeah, I
It's
think
really weird.
I feel like we talked about this before, but like my view on it is that the original voice acting, everyone sounds like a human being. The
Yeah.
new voice acting, everybody sounds like a voice actor.
Yeah, yeah, and that right there, yeah, that was that extreme anime voice actor energy.
Mm-hmm. Just wait till we
But then
get
again,
back to Douglas and he's voiced by Shadow the Hedgehog. It's like Shadow the Hedgehog after
I
he's
know the
smoked
pleasures
for like 20 years.
of this Chaos Emerald.
New cast are too polished. Yeah, that's basically it.
Heather picks up the talisman. Ah, it's like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me. Now I just want Heather to come across the fucking god at the end of the game and be like, "The devil from the Bible."
God. I wonder how many of those like iconic shadow lines are going to get referenced in that re-release of Sonic Generations they're doing.
Re-release. I thought you meant the movie, because in the movie they're definitely doing like taking candy from a baby.
Oh, I really hope so.
Those Sonic movies are pretty good.
Yeah, I
You
like
know?
them a lot, honestly.
Like the first one especially, like it had maybe some weird stuff, but I just fucking like I just love oh god, what's his name? Fuck. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot his name.
You'll get there. Where the fuck am I going again? I gotta go back to the hotel, that's right.
Jim Carrey. I can't believe I forgot Jim
There
Carrey's
you
fucking
go.
name. But yeah, Benny Schwartz. I fucking love Benny Schwartz and Solo Bolos. Yeah, no, yeah. It you know, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, totally perfectly serviceable. I think I like the first one a little bit more, just because it had more of a reason for some of the characters to be there. But fucking Idris Elba as fucking Knuckles, are you kidding me?
Oh,
like,
yeah, fucking incredible performance, quite
like
frankly.
come on.
And the thing that gets me about like the third movie that's coming out is that I remember just like after the second one, Jim Carrey basically announced his retirement, and they were like, "Yeah, we're hoping to maybe get him back if like the script is good enough." And then they announced that he's coming back. I'm just like, "Oh man." There's so
Sonic
much
OVA.
I have seen the Sonic OVA, yes. I bought that on VHS when it was Sonic the movie as a kid. Basically, it's just like it was a 2-episode like animated movie that I think was released around the same time as like Sonic CD, because it has more or less the same plot. Where it's just like Metal Sonic's there.
Yeah.
And it's pretty solid, honestly. But the English dub, all like the major characters sound like they have head colds for some reason. I don't know why. But like people point to that as like one of their favorite versions of like Metal Sonic. It's just it's a lot to get into. But
You know, it's funny you're talking that we're talking about this because the first music video I ever made
Where's Douglas?
was to the
He
Sonic
went
OVA.
But
Yeah, I
left a
forget the
message for
song. I think it was a Millen Collins
Was there
song.
someone else here just now?
But yeah, I made a music video
No,
with some of the stuff. But and the funny thing
Just
is,
me.
one, I've never seen
Don't you wanna know what the
this
message
OVA
is?
before, and two, the reason I use it was because
What
I
did he
found
say?
it was like on a website somewhere.
is on
I
the
found
other
the
side of the
like a trailer for it, and that's why I used it in my thing because I thought
Yeah.
it was cool, and so I just used it and did a
I
thing with
wonder
it.
what he meant
yeah,
by
that OVA is the entire reason
You
that
don't
they were able to
understand?
advertise like the Knuckles Paramount Plus show with just
That's
the
where
shot of a
Claudia
hat,
is.
and like everybody lost their
Across
minds
the lake,
Mm.
on the north side.
because it's just like that's the hat he
If
wears
you're
in the
going-
OVA.
You'd better go.
Oh,
to
the cowboy
amusement
hat
park.
or whatever.
Yeah,
That's probably the only way. in
Yeah.
now. Go northwest on Nathan Avenue. It's a bit far, but it's closer than heaven.
thanks, Kid Harrington.
The original fucking read of
Is
that
that
is
it
so
for
much
the
better.
message?
God damn it.
Uh-huh.
But closer than heaven.
Thanks.
And then the way he kind of silently laughs to himself. Ugh.
Douglas
Look, don't get me
really said
wrong.
that?
What's wrong? You don't
Fucking
trust me?
Mary Elizabeth McGlynn is a fantastic voice director. Like, she did the fucking voice direction for the original Cowboy Bebop, like the dub.
Hmm.
Like, she knows what she's doing. The problem is that I just don't like. Silent Hill is one of those games where it's just like I don't think you can go home again. I don't think it's possible to do it again because the fact that it was done the first time and it kind of worked is like a miracle in and of its own right. And all of this stuff kind of makes it feel like, you know, I think we talked about this last time, but it makes it feel like kind of a dreamscape, kind of like weird, kind of
Yeah.
wacky. It gives it its own sort of vibe. And that's that. Someone on Twitter said this the other day, and it was like fucking perfectly on point. And they were like, the the original Silent Hill games aren't good, quote unquote, games. They are vibe like factories. The entire reason why we remember these games isn't because of how good the combat is. It's not because of the fucking boss fights. It's because of the vibes that all of that shit evoked.
Yeah,
So anyway, this fog looks fucking awful.
it looks bad. I was talking.
Literally just draw distance.
I was kind of talking about something similar the yesterday, where basically kind of my thoughts are that like I'm definitely one of those people that's in the camp that like a game doesn't necessarily have to be fun, but it needs to be interesting. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I am. Yeah, this is. I've been mulling this over for a long time. I've been an advocate that video games, like ever since the original Silent Hill, I've been
Yeah.
saying that like. I mean, Silent Hill is the series that taught me that like, you know, games don't. Oh, Silent Hill and other games, but Silent Hill specifically, it's like, should a game be quote unquote fun, especially if the vibe that it's trying to evoke is like horror? Like
Oh,
if
tummy
you're.
ache.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's the happy burger I had earlier. That's what happens when you eat like 5 happy burgers all back to back.
That's all she's had to eat in like the last 2 days. Sorry, continue.
No, yeah.
Oh,
But yeah.
hell.
Ah, hell. But I forgot what I was saying. Fuck.
We were talking about like games not needing to be quote
Yeah,
unquote fun.
yeah. That was one of the. Well, yeah, a game. The whole games as toys thing is something that we need to move past as like that games need to move past as an art form. I think that there, much like it with film, there is a space for that. There is a space for games to be toys. There is like an understanding that like not every movie needs to be like, you know, quote unquote art. It can be like doing a specific thing. It can be purely for entertainment, purely for entertainment's sake. But I also
Yeah.
think there's an art to doing that. It's just that video games are this weird space where it's like some games can and are basically just like, you know, children's toys.
Yeah.
Like, and there can be space for that, but there needs to be a more nuanced understanding of games, and I think that there just isn't. that nuanced understanding, and evidence of that is games that evoke, or games that with the explicit stated moral that people who are going through trauma shouldn't be around anymore because they're more trouble than they're worth.
We did it, everybody. We circled back to the medium again.
We did it. I'm on a stream, it's coming back there. I swear to God, as soon as I get this video out, I'm never talking about this shit ever again. I am tired. I am done. I'm going to move on to talking about the Silent Hill 2 remake instead.
And all the shit that's gonna do wrong, I'm sure.
But yeah, dude, I just, the fact that game came out and no one fucking had a problem with that speaks to the level of just complacency that we have as that some reviewers have and some outlets have. How do you fucking play that game and not pick up what it's putting down? And I posit the way that you do that is when you don't actually view games as an art form and care about what they're trying to say.
Games is toys.
Games are toys. They're just little playthings. They don't matter. Well, guess what? They fucking matter. You know why I know that? Silent Hill 2, goddammit. Anyway.
But yeah, no, Critis mentioned Pathologic. That was one of the examples I mentioned where it's just I think that Pathologic is an extremely interesting game. I would never fucking play it in any scenario. I don't think I would ever subject myself to that. But
I watched the H-bomb video or the beginning of the H-bomb video for Pathologic, and I was like, I'm gonna stop watching this because I should play this, and then I have not played it because it just seems like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, Beaver, Pathologic 2 is a maybe. Just a hard maybe. But one of the examples that I used of something that I will actually play is I talked about games that are categorized as walking simulators, stuff like Dear Esther or Gone Home or Firewatch, where it's just the being a fun toy to play with is not necessarily at the forefront, but the way that it tells and unfolds its story and the unique ways that each game does that is interesting to me. I like how in Gone Home, there's the main thread where it's just you're finding you're getting the journal entries explaining what happened to your sister, but then there's also 2 or 3 other recurring plot threads going on that you find purely by picking up items around the house, specifically to figure out what the fuck has been going on with your parents. And
couched in the format of a walking sim horror.
Yeah. And that's super interesting. Have you played Still Wakes the Deep? I started playing it. I haven't finished it yet, but I did really like what I had played. And I remember, I think I was watching you playing it one day, and I don't know if you were further along or if there's just enemy encounters that aren't present when you play that on the lowest difficulty. But I wasn't sure because there were times in that game where it's just it's giving me the hiding tutorials and stuff like that, but I can hear things in the background, but no enemies pop up, and I'm just am I missing something?
Yeah, I felt like that. It does that at the very beginning.
Okay,
and then
so that's normal then.
Yeah, you'll come back to that area. I think it's just a kind of a convenience thing, I guess. Mm-hmm. You'll come back to that. You'll come back after those areas, and then it'll be oh, that's why they showed me where that hiding spot is because I can use that right now.
Yeah, building dread and stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Beans.
I sure hope that monster doesn't get closer.
I get it. Because that's the name. Quick, into the gift shop. I feel like nobody ever talks, 1, about the other mascots for Lakeside, and 2, how fucking weird, the official art for them in universe is.
Yeah. Man, I remember when this game came out, and I was so annoyed that Robbie the Rabbit is the new mascot for the series. it's just like, does this really need a mascot? Do we really need a mascot? And then Konami just went whole hog into like promoting like Robbie the Rabbit, and it was just, it's so dumb. It's just like, look, cute thing with blood on it. Whoa, creepy. I remember being really annoyed about that.
Silent Hill as a game series is in an eternal push and pull between whether or not Robbie the Rabbit or Pyramid Head is the mascot for the games.
Well, both answers are incorrect. It's quite clearly Minmo.
Of course.
Minmo and Buttercake are the true mascots.
I want a Silent Hill 3 remake specifically for a remake of the Minmo ad, because I want to see if they can make it worse.
I want it to be the same resolution or worse as the source. It needs to be. Oh my god, it's so good.
Look at that. I'm sorry. I was gonna come over here and just like look at the official art for the Lakeside mascots, but oh my god, that texture.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, I love it. Some of this shit was just not. What the fuck?
Critis, Critis said, easy. No reviewer played past the halfway point of the medium. Critis, that is, I have been debating whether or not to call out some of the people who reviewed that game and being like, hey, did you actually beat this? because the fact that no one brought that up is just like, it's weird, man. It's weird.
God,
it's weird.
There was a video I watched the other day that I brought this up yesterday that like do you know what happens after like the first 2 hours of like Dave the Diver?
No.
Because that game gains like stealth mechanics, farming mechanics, there are boss fights, but I never hear people talk about that.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, are they trying not to spoil things? Or like, it's tough because there were some people who reviewed the medium and they were like, yo, this is fucked because the ending is this. And then there are straight up people who are just like, oh, it's about generational trauma. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What game did you play?
Like, what? Huh?
I know that generational trauma had like a really good run for a few years of being like the plot of like everything, but like, come on.
Yeah. It's just such a easy shorthand now to be like, oh yeah, that's what it's about. Which is, I feel like that's the kind of thing that you would say if you only played like the first, maybe even like 20 minutes of the game, because there are some things that in the very beginning of the game that are just completely abandoned plot threads where they talk about Marianne's lineage and like her adoptive father's like politics and stuff.
Yeah.
But that is completely thrown to the wayside. Generational are you fucking kidding me? What are you talking about?
And it's weird because how would you know it's about generational trauma if you didn't get far enough in the game to know the like plot twists?
Yeah, and it's like, if you knew the plot twists of the game, you would know that it's not about generational trauma. It's about very specific trauma that happens to the characters. It's like the main fucking Marianne and Lillian's dad has a very specific trauma that has to do with war, and fucking Lillian has a very specific trauma that has to do with what happened to her when she was a kid, and Marianne has a very specific trauma about what happened when she was a kid that caused her to go to the hospital that then caused her father to leave her there. At no point does like generational trauma like have the only way that kind of comes up is in like the backstory of the fucking pedophile, and then it's like, even that, that dog is not having a good time. That dog is shaking all over the place. Please don't bite me. I hope you don't have rabies. I'm gonna need shots if you do.
I feel like rabies is like the least of your worries at this point.
Yeah. Lockjaw. Silent Hill is a game where after you're done playing it, you just get the sudden like urge to get a fucking tetanus shot.
Silent Hill got diseases we don't even got names for yet.
See, that's the thing. Like the original, like this is a very specific type of like grimy, like rusty. Like this game feels sharp. It feels like if I like rubbed my hand anywhere, I would get cut like at least like 6 times. But like the remake, just everything looks so smooth. It's weird. I don't know. Whatever.
So when I was playing this to just kind of like refresh myself on it, I got in and out. I forget. I think maybe I was like playing it on mute for one reason or another. Like I was doing something else at the time, or like I had a movie on. I completely missed the boxes falling over in the gift shop. So I got all the way here, figured, okay, I guess I just get on the roller coaster, and then I fucking died. So then I was just like, okay, what the fuck just happened, and how do I make it not happen again? Because it had been, again, this game is a bit of a blind spot for me, so I had forgotten what the progression for this is supposed to be. Hold on. Am I looking at the wrong thing? Done. Turn it off. Yeah. Okay. I also couldn't remember if this area has a map, and it doesn't.
No, not this. No.
So we're going to be coming up on a cutscene featuring Douglas and Claudia here in a second. And I'm probably going to try and take a screenshot of it, but I need everybody to pay real close attention to the right side of the screen during that. Because the HD collection does that funny thing that like a lot of TV shows that got put up on Netflix with new widescreen formats did, where there's maybe things just off screen that perhaps you shouldn't be able to see.
Yeah, that's a good question, Beeve. I don't know. Maybe it does. The mini map
from SH2. I don't know. I've never looked into it.
They are based on the same code, if I remember correctly. Or they imported the same models. I forget which. She could have jumped over all of them.
Could have parried it.
That hard cut.
I hired you to find the girl, and you performed serviceably. What is it now?
You lied to me about Heather, lady.
But yeah, that is actually Shadow the Hedgehog's current voice actor.
Lie? What lie?
That Heather
And like I can really hear it.
But it's
Okay,
true.
so
She was originally one of us. That man,
right
Harry
there.
Mason, stole her away and kept
on the
her
right
hidden from
side,
us.
you can see Heather's character model.
Well,
Flashlight
she
just
said
turned
she
on.
was happy.
Hey, what you guys
She was
doing?
brainwashed by
Can you
him,
move around?
deceived.
I unfortunately
Because her
cannot,
true
no.
self had not yet
Damn.
awoken. She carries God within her.
Y'all talking about me?
But when Alessa, Mother of God, truly awakens,
Yeah? What's gonna happen?
she will usher in the eternal paradise.
What kind of place is that?
Sounds fake, but
Place
okay.
with no pain, no hunger, no sickness, no old age. There will be no greed or war, and all will live by God's grace alone.
No this, no that, no nothing. A paradise. For castrated sheep, maybe. Sounds pretty boring.
I pity you. You still don't understand.
Nope, never will.
Oh yeah, this song was used for the end of the first movie.
You're going to kill me? Is it really so easy for you?
I've done it before.
Then I
I
truly
kill
do
people who
pity
don't have
you.
eyebrows.
Anyways.
She's like a cat stuck up on her. She can't get down.
Claudia lost the eyebrows in the boiler explosion.
Fuck off. Also, can you go into the menu and empty your boots? Because they are absolutely full to the brim with like poo water.
Ugh. Well, I think we're too late now.
You're walking around and it's just going.
It's all soaked into the socks.
Oh, take those off. Don't get fucking trench foot with like poop water. That's the worst kind of water to get trench foot with.
Ooh. I don't know if there's a good kind of water to get trench foot with.
Not that kind of water.
Ah, the Borley Haunted Mansion. My favorite fucking part of this game.
Wonderful. How late were you planning on playing?
We started at a pretty good time. I could potentially go a little bit longer if you're up for it. I don't know if do you got like anything else that you got that
Oh, I got tons of things I got to do, dude.
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, I could stick around for a little bit.
All right. Get through the haunted mansion.
Yeah.
Oh, save point
Yeah.
right there. Whoa.
Whoa. There are benefits to the camera in Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3, and then there are bad aspects to it as well.
And I'm out here using 2D controls, so I mean,
Rip.
Welcome to the Borley Haunted Mansion. We're so glad you came. Please come inside and look around.
do you notice that this
When
room
you
is getting
feel
taller?
you're ready, then go through the door.
All things considered, I think this guy does a pretty good job for like the new voice acting, because like this is already like cheesy, supposed to be cheesy.
Yeah, and I think Leonard did a good job too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Douglas is
hear those
trying.
voices?
I appreciate it.
A
Shadow the
family of
Hedgehog is
4
doing his
was
best.
sliced into
Yeah.
bloody pieces in this room. Oh, the cries of the children. The murderer was caught. Do you know why he said he killed his family? Because I felt I had to. Anyway, I'm lying. It's all just a joke. I wanted to scare you, that's all.
Oh, all right.
The truth is, only one person died.
What?
By suicide.
Ah.
Suicide.
Anyway,
Fucking guitar riff.
hello, sir. We should probably get out of here. I don't want to disturb him. He seems like he's really just kind of
That's Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, I'm Danny.
Young man, but quite friendly, as you can see. He was so eager to meet you. He grew up in New Orleans, but came here after first losing his way. Oh, maybe you might know. Where is the path to heaven?
Jeez, it's real. This is a real dead body hanging here. I don't think they meant for this to be part of their attractions. Who would have done this? No. Can I... Man.
Danny, get the fuck out of the way.
Danny, what the fuck? Okay. guess
Danny.
Whatever, I'll go this way.
This mansion is quite old, so please watch your step. Sometimes the floor suddenly gives way, and beneath the floor, there's nothing. I am so sorry. This place is just falling apart. The mechanism is broken, you see. It wasn't supposed to stop there, I assure you.
I love how dumb this dialogue is.
Yeah.
There's the exit.
That's why
I
he
hope
sounds
you
too.
enjoyed your
He
tour.
sounds too professional for this. Like,
come back
it's supposed to be
anytime.
like a goofy, stupid
Or if
haunted
you
house.
prefer,
It's supposed to be
We
like
could come
over the top,
and
you know?
visit you instead.
Like, I feel this needs to be the same dude as like chopped to pieces with an axe. You know, from Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was supposed to be the exit, but it seems that no one
Uh-oh.
wants you to leave.
Yeah. Uh-oh, suddenly it's downpour.
Really likes
Oh
you.
no.
They want you to stay with
No,
them
the void was a
forever.
terrible mechanic.
I have to.
Oh,
agree.
run from the terrible mechanic.
Don't be afraid. Die.
I was like, are you going to hit the button? No.
I felt bad about cutting him off. He's trying so hard to build the atmosphere. It felt rude.
It's true.
Oh god. Ah.
Oh, and now her tummy is grumbling. You gotta eat more Happy Burgers.
So hungry. Only eating nothing but Happy Burger for 5 days. Alright, let's go ahead and track down the next save point, and then we'll call it a night.
Alrighty.
Oh boy. I love the Haunted Mansion so goddamn much.
Oh yeah, one of the highlights of the series.
And it's really funny that out of everything, that's a highlight.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a dumb Haunted Mansion bit in a game that's like otherwise like trying to be like scary in a much more subtle way.
Yeah.
Well, I say subtle, but like look at what we're fucking looking at here.
Yeah, this is probably the worst place to say subtle. When the game is like screaming at you.
Flyer for some kind of musical for kids. It looks like they did it on this stage. The place is empty now, but I'll bet it was packed that day.
Zandahar, a mega brisket burger. Brisket sounds delicious.
Oh.
You know what I miss?
What's
I
that?
miss Firehouse Subs had I think they still have it, a Hawaiian burger. And it not a burger, but it was basically like a shredded pork and on a sandwich with coleslaw.
Ooh.
And it was fucking delicious. It was so good.
Ain't Brisket the girl from Guilty Gear?
Dawn the Duck.
It's about Don the Duck, one of the park's mascots. That's a lot of information that I don't really need right now. I want to learn about Don the Duck.
Do you not need more information about Dawn the Duck?
It's about Kathy the Kitty, one of the park's mascots. But that's not a lot of information that I really don't need right now. I desperately need information about Kathy the Kitty.
Dawn the Duck, Kathy the Kitty.
It's about Huey the Horse, one of the park's mascots. But that's a lot of information that I really don't need right now.
See, this is one of those. These are those deep cuts we need to talk more about. You're totally right. I want to know more about these mascots.
It's about Robbie the Rabbit, one of the park's mascots, but that's a lot of information that I really don't need right now. Yeah, that's probably true. Like who cares about Robbie, honestly? Who gives a shit?
Robbie.
Fucking Robbie.
Fucking Robbie. I want to know more about Huey. Oh, I remember that shoe from the movie.
I was gonna bring that up. Cause I remember, like, that was another part of that about that one interview that like Whitney did, where he's just like, oh yeah, you know, we've got the red shoe from the game in one of the scenes, so that people know that, like, you know, we know what we're doing, and it's just like, it's in the hotel. Why is it in the hotel? What's the point of putting the shoe in the hotel? Hey,
reference,
Mr. Director.
Reference. Don't you love references?
I clapped when I saw it.
Hooting and hollering at the red shoe. It's from the game.
Oh god, was there something else I was supposed to find here? The chain, right. Here we go. I got it. I got a chain.
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 Off the chain.
Where am I going? Here we go. Oh god!
Hi, I'm just a contraption.
No. Leave me alone.
Beautiful voice on that contraption.
Beautiful.
You know, I'm a huge. It sounds like a singer. There was a song I was listening to called.
Ugh. I didn't like any part of that. Okay.
Eat the beef jerky to heal your oh.
God, I wish. What?
Boom.
Column here. Wouldn't that work? If it'll let me. Hey!
There you go.
I attached the chain to the column, and now mysteriously this door is open.
Boom.
Switch is off. Turn the switch? Yeah. Da 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 da. All just explodes.
Huey died in the explosion.
Douglas,
You're late.
She fucked
are
me
you
up.
hurt?
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
can't
die.
move my right leg. I think it's broken.
I'll call an ambulance.
She hit me with an infinite combo.
I don't think
She
one will
just
come.
raised her hands at me and shouted Kamehameha. I don't.
I'm used to it.
There, I got blasted with a fireball.
You old fool!
I've been
Ooh,
dragon
so
punched,
rude
Heather.
like
Sorry.
She hit me
Why
with the
did you have to
Shungoku
do that
Satsu.
for me?
And Claudia
What do I do
looking
if you
looking
die?
back to the camera with her back pointed and the fucking mark of Samael showing, or the hail of the sun showing up on her back in red.
It was a real Evo moment, number 37, Heather.
Powerful could
I
have
didn't
gone
stand a
from
chance.
dump like this.
Oh my god.
I'm
I
sure
tried to do my
we
combo,
need
I
to-
swear. It didn't start up on time. Fuck.
Anyway,
I got footseed out of it.
something is gonna happen.
Who knows? Maybe we'd all be better.
I knew I
off
should have
if it
practiced
did.
my basics more.
But if this is how a god of
Fucking
mercy
lag.
acts, I don't
Oh,
want to see any more
this is
of
wh-
them.
this is why I don't. Oh, this is why all games should have
Reason to
whatever
risk
that's
my
fucking called.
life.
Rollback neck
Don't you think?
Yeah, rollback netcut. Oh, my back. Oh, I couldn't remember that because of head trauma. Oh,
What? You think you're
I'll
Superman
never make
or
it to
something?
Evo at this rate.
I always wanted to
Text
be
message.
she's like, you think you're Superman or something? And then fucking he pulls out a skateboard.
I know it's not your fault.
Oh, God.
You remind me of my son.
That's
You
a
said nobody was
fucking
going to
stupid
cry
thing
for
to say
you.
to me.
He also had blonde
Dead people don't
highlights.
cry. Stupid
It was real
kid.
big in the
Got
90s.
himself shot.
Frosted
robbing a
tips, they
bank.
called him.
His name
But
was Fred
why?
Durst.
Maybe
I wasn't
'cause his
sure how
mom
that was gonna
opinion
end.
is Good for nothing. Who knows?
He got shot robbing a bank.
I guess now we'll
Why?
never find out.
Heather, do you know,
Sorry.
are you familiar with the
I shouldn't have
concept of
said you
robbing?
reminded me of a guy like him.
If only he'd
Well-
kept rolling.
Maybe if you had
What?
compared
Keep
me to your
rolling,
daughter.
rolling. I guess one day he woke up and everything was fucked
Listen.
and everybody sucked.
I'll take
And
care
he
of
didn't
the
really
rest.
know why, but he wanted to justify
You stay here, and I'll be back when it's over.
ripping people's heads off.
You'll be okay by yourself?
Hey, no problem.
He likes to do things his way or the highway. This doesn't really work lyrically
He
with
did
me
it all
talking about him in
Besides-
third person.
My dad's
He did
not
it
around
all.
anymore.
For the nookie.
Only I can do this.
Oh god, here comes a camera bug, by the way. Not here, but here.
Heather is not that tall.
What are you doing?
Cameraman. Sorry,
Oh.
there we go. Okay, I
Maybe
fixed it.
killing you here is the only way to end this.
Hold on, I'm not sure if that's working. Let me take my glasses off again real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I think the other way was better. Because the thing there is that the focus is supposed to shift between one character and another, but for some reason it just puts the whole fucking scene out of focus.
You will never guess what other game has the same issue.
What other game has the same issue, Bob?
I don't know. Stay tuned to my channel, bobvids.com, for more information regarding that joke.
Let's go talk to Douglas one more time.
And then he shoots you in the face.
But
hey,
only
Douglas,
after convincing
you want some water?
you.
I got plenty of it in my boots.
He shoots you in the face, but only after convincing you to tell him that you want to die.
I'd come with you if I wasn't hurt.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the problem with older guys, huh?
With older guy.
I'll handle things. You just rest.
I don't know if I have much of a choice.
I'm gonna put my gun down. Bam! Oh, fuck.
Don't die on me, okay?
No promises.
Also, don't ever point the gun at me again, okay? Sick.
What the hell happened to this guy?
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Is it? How did he get hit by this thing? Did it fall on him?
Yeah, it fell on
It's like a Wicked Witch of the East kind of situation?
Yeah.
All right.
Now you gotta take his shoes. You gotta wear them.
Oh, shit, you're right. Hold on.
Honestly, you should probably do that anyway, just because, like...
Oh, he's not wearing
also,
shoes.
actually, you're probably right because of the shoe. The ruby slipper, and then I'm pretty sure they also reference Cinderella. Or not Cinderella, but, like, other fairy tales.
Yeah.
At some
Here
point.
we go. This is where we got a document, we got an item to pick up, a weird doll head, and then we got a save point.
Doll head.
Funny little doll head.
Take this doll head. That's a deep cut. And I'm not saying the rest of it.
That's fine. I didn't understand it to begin with.
It was something awful called a Doom House. It was yeah, deep cut. Deep cut.
The only deep cut something awful thing, or I don't remember if it's a something awful thing. The only deep cut thing that I remember that I think is something awful related is the 4 balls on the edge of a cliff kind of bit.
Yep, that was one of the original Goon projects. Yep. That was the Zyborn clock.
Right, because God, it was some weird way of explaining time travel and the effects of it or something.
Imagine 4 balls on the edge of a cliff. Yep. So you're not familiar with No You Shut the Fuck Up Dad?
No, I'm not.
Incredible moment in Something Awful history. I could explain it, but we don't want to be stuck on the screen for the next half an hour.
That's fair. Client Claudia Wolf requests. Excuse me. Hold on. Client Claudia Wolf request searching for then infant Alessa Gillespie, kidnapped by man named Harry Mason. No word from police. Kidnap location unknown. Old Silent Hill newspaper article. Alessa Gillespie 7 dead in fire. Links to current case ? To be investigated. Priority low. Using alias Heather. Neighbors do not know real name. What is she hiding?
What is she hiding?
I got Douglas Snow.
What are you hiding?
Oh, scary voice.
Batman, no.
This symbol usually looks unnatural and weird, but here it sort of seems to fit. It still makes me feel creepy, though, like someone peeking into my brain.
Quit peeking into my brain. Why are you peeking into my brain?
I'm trying to remember. The first time that I heard the 4 balls on the edge of a cliff bit was, I want to say, one of the special features, or one of the secret things on, one of the Marble Hornets DVDs. Was a fake trailer for the in-universe Marble Hornets movie, and they use that line. I was just like, I don't know what this means, and then I learned much later.
Yeah, good old Zyborn clock. That shit was embarrassing. Yeah, Johnny Five Ace is the person who did if I remember correctly, not too long ago, like maybe a few years ago, the original artist for Johnny Five Aces found all the original, like his mom found the original drawings,
Yeah.
and he sold them or something.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that was cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is going to be it for today.
Yes.
Because we've been playing for a little over 3 hours now. Most of
Yep.
that has been staying at single screens and talking over them.
Hell yeah.
No, I
That's
don't
what
think.
I like to hear.
I don't think it was most of it, but
No, it wasn't.
But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming by the stream. I hope you all had a good time. I'd like to thank Bob for joining me once again. Thank you, Bob.
No problem. Thank you for having me, and thank you to everybody in the chat for hanging out.
Always a pleasure having you on.
Thank you. I'm holding in a burp.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I didn't do it.
Oh god. All right. If you want to keep up with the Shark Stream, you can subscribe here on Twitch. You can follow, but subscribing does help us, and you get some emotes out of it. You can also follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and co-host at AcidXShark. That's AcidXShark, where I post all the streams as they happen. Or you can follow me on YouTube at AcidXShark, where I post all the streams after they happen. Art for the stream. The Acid Shark art was all done by my friends Audrey and B of Team Catpole, who you can find on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, co-host, VGen, and Blue Sky, all at Team Catpole. That's TEAMCATPLE. And then Garfvids was done by NK, whose Twitter handle I don't remember offhand.
Oh, that NK.
Yeah, that NK.
OHTHAT NK.
Oh, that's their handle.
Yes.
I thought you were just like, oh, right, that NK. As if there were multiple NKs that you knew.
I can link them.
You can. You're a mod
I
now.
am a moderator.
Yeah.
I'm going to ban everybody.
No, don't do that.
I'm going to ban you.
No, it's my channel.
Get banned.
No. I don't think you could actually do that.
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, no.
Maybe I can ban myself.
Oh god, what else? Bob, where can people find you?
Sleeping on my couch because I'm tired. You can find me. One-stop shop, bobvids.com. Go over there. All my stuff's there. My podcast with my buds, You Can't Scare Me, now available on Spotify and everywhere you can find your wonderful podcasts. We've got a Patreon over there for both You Can't Scare Me and for myself personally. I'm currently working on some projects. Stick around for that. I should be debuting those in the next month or so. I'm going to be doing a birthday stream in a couple weeks, and then I'm also going to be doing what you're doing, which is playing through all the Silent Hill games at some point before Silent Hill 2 remake releases.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be fun.
It sounds like from what you said, you're probably going to be covering more than me because I'm only doing the Team Silent ones.
Yeah, I'm playing everything. I'm even gonna try and get a Vita and try to play the Book of Memories.
Book of Memories is right. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, and I know it's right because I'm in the credits for that. So
yeah,
much like you're in the credits for Alan Wake, I am in the credits for another shitty game.
Well, and I'm in the credits for Alan Wake with my full legal name. You're in it for with a combo pseudonym with Voidburger.
Yeah, technically, I guess that's true. I have half a credit.
Because y'all are credited with,
I didn't even get my own
camera.
goddamn line. They didn't even give me a hard break for that shit. That's oh wow. I'm actually mad. Grrr. That's me being mad.
Another crime Tom Hewlett needs to answer for.
Among many, many, many others. Including why he likes me. Anyway.
What else? Upcoming streams. This week, Wednesday, we're continuing X2 Wolverine's Revenge, or continuing to skip across those levels whenever I get too frustrated to continue with whatever it is I'm working on. Thursday, we are going to be doing some patch content for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. And then on Friday, I will be continuing Darksiders 1. And then next Saturday, I will be continuing, and maybe, I think I could, from where I'm at, I might be able to finish Silent Hill 3, possibly. So tune in for that.
Do it.
Do it, please. I would really like it if you could tune in for that. It would mean a lot to me. Do I
give tune to you?
Yes. Give me just 1 second. I do not know anybody streaming right now.
Rip. Pauline Ragney, if you're interested.
How's that spelled?
PAULINE RAGNY.
Got it. All right. Give me 1 moment to set up a raid real quick if everybody wants to stick around for that.
Do it.
Pauline Ragney. RAGNY. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll see you next time on the Shark Stream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel.
What does a shark sound like? I'm going to make a shark sound.
Pauline Ragney's raid settings do not allow you to raid at this time. Oh.
What? Oh. Well, fuck. All right. Well, that's it. Goodbye.
Go over to her channel anyway. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, said the name. Bye.